snake. Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
All right, sorry. Late. You got me. Shadiversity stream, guys. It's been a month. The grift has come back. But was he right? Oh my goodness, there's new evidence. It may be the case that Shad was right all along. He tried to warn us. That's the title of the video. I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. The end of YouTube as we know it. I'm going to preemptively like his video, and I hope you like my video. But what we're going to do is we're going to check out this video and see how YouTube is over forever and we're all doomed. Okay, this is very important. But what we're going to do is, remember we had that girl and she was like living in her home and she was like 32 or something and she was she didn't know where to go. We're going to use the same thing. We're going to use the cringe and based board, but we've got Shad good boy points and the Shad cringe points, and we're going to see. Have I got the wrong thing? There we go. People are going to get very mad at the way I mark those. So we're going to go through this and try and be objective, because I don't think Shad's a bad content creator. I think some of his videos are very good and very entertaining, in fact. But I have been very critical of his begging and his complaining, and specifically how he says that he's under attack and he's the YouTube's most punished man and things like that. So let's just go through this honestly and let's take a look. Now, there is I should warn you, or not warn you, but tell you, according to Trump, about 15 minutes ago, they caught the guy, the Charlie Kirk murderer. So there you go. There you go. They got him. I told people to check the females' bathrooms, and they found him. So amazing. Now, also, actually, come to think of it, there was another thing. That chick that was 32 and alone at home, she released a new video about her Holocaust-denying husband. So we might check that out at some point, but not tonight. But let me know if you want to see that content. All right, let's get right into the Shadiversity.
Becoming more and more apparent that the problems that I've been pointing out regarding YouTube and how it's been changing these past year to now 2 years has been getting confirmed and noticed by far more creators on the platform.
Okay, all right, we're gonna have a little bit of a display of all of the confirmation. Now, this is not confirmed, and I have not noticed this. Now, there is a few things that are wrong with YouTube, and YouTube makes mistakes all the time. In my own experience, I haven't noticed this. However, I have had one video recently that did something weird, and that wasn't really a view thing. It was that my entire audience was 100% male, and they were exclusively in the 25 to 35-year-old range. So I guess YouTube decided they just want to serve my videos to based people. I don't know. But it could have just been a stinker of a video. I don't know. I'm still getting to the bottom of that one. So things can go wrong from time to time. But let's see this. This is the evidence. This is the important part. This is the confirmation, not confirmation bias, mind you, the confirmation.
Overall, the channel's been very on the struggle bus lately, which Luke and I were talking about earlier, especially very lately. Even Wan Show today, it's like about three-quarters of what it would normally be.
Oh,
something's a bit weird on YouTube, more so than usual, I mean. It started back on August 13th when they dropped a new AI update, and my Ninja Gaiden Ragebound Fully Ramblematic that came out that very day saw unusually low views. Like it didn't...
All right, now wait a second here. Let's wait a second. I want to roll this. Let's see.
It started back on August 13th when they...
All right, so this is an important date that we need to remember. I have some other details here, but would they say August? So we'll say August, mid-August is August mid. We'll put this down as a note. This is when it started, apparently, according to Yahtzee.
They dropped a new AI update, and my Ninja Gaiden Ragebound Fully Ramblematic that came out that very day saw unusually low views. Like it didn't crack 100K for over a week. That was unheard of for my stuff.
So over the past month or so, I have noticed some very weird things going on with YouTube, not just with my channel, but also channels I follow. And recently, over the past couple of days, a lot of content creators have confirmed some of my suspicions. They have come out and talked about major problems going on with their channels.
Now, here's the problem. I mean, I should probably let them finish, but I'm not going to. I have not noticed this with the channels that I follow, with the exception of one. I don't really follow this channel, but I do. Sometimes I'll put it on, I'll see what they're up to or what they're talking about, and that is Camelot 331. Camelot 331 is the only person I have noticed that has actually been allegedly hit by like something that would make sense. Like, I don't think this is what happened, but he's the only person I've seen who's actually plummeted in views. Like, he went from like 1,000 live concurrent viewers down to like 100, which is a pretty crazy drop off of like 90%. That's the only person that looks like they've been suffered like some sort of crazy ban hammer, or perhaps I don't know what was the reason behind that. That's the only exception that I've seen. Every other channel that's complained about their views going down, when I actually look at the data over the last 6 months, I either see that they're doing the same, better, or maybe slightly worse in some cases. Now, if there was some flip that was switched at YouTube, they turned off all the money buttons, surely we would see some sort of pattern. And Yahtzee suggesting it's mid-August, but I haven't seen it anyone else. So here's a problem. How do we know this isn't just a bunch of people that are suffering and then get together and confirming each other's biases? Shad has been complaining about this for like a year, 2 years or something. And then a bunch of people come along and say, oh my God, my views are going down too. And he's like, aha, that's it. I was right. Well, maybe there is a problem with YouTube, but there's several different things we need to confirm first. So first of all, is there a problem with YouTube? Is there a problem with your own channel? And are you just like fading out? It could be a combination of things. But let's continue and see what happens. Let's see if there's any evidence that's presented here.
And these are content creators from all different types of backgrounds and sizes, where they're reporting very low viewership on their videos, like very unusual patterns involving views on videos.
For whatever reason.
Also, I will note that one of the things that people mention, the people that talk about this, they say that their views are dropping off. They don't actually usually show their actual analytics. They just want you to trust them.
And on August 1st, even talking about Assassin's Creed and stuff, it all just like the faucet just stopped. And after I reviewed everything I was doing, I was like, okay.
I mean, so this is Smash JT. I guess, like, wouldn't Assassin's Creed content fall off though after the game's released, because there's no rage baiting for it anymore, right?
Don't feel like it's me. Let me start reaching out to other YouTubers to see if they're feeling the same way. And sure as shit, it was across the board, and it's only gotten worse.
In order for YouTube to function, this is how it has to go. Sometimes it's going to make mistakes, but hopefully it doesn't make mistakes constantly, and hopefully it does.
Speaking about mistakes, and there is one clear thing that I think YouTube has made a mistake on recently, but it's actually kind of funny and very poetic. But speaking of mistakes, should I drink this today? Is this a mistake? I made some more goober juice. It's certainly not Drano. Anyway. Oh, it's actually fermenting. Very good, very good. All right. So I decided to when I was literally prepping this stream, I had a look at my front page of YouTube, and this is what I saw. This is actually very ironic. These are the top 3 videos that I was recommended. Here it is. And this is actually very ironic. Oops, sorry. Wrong thing. Wrong here. Not here. Not here. There we go. So the top 3 videos I was recommended were City Setting Brews, a company that a YouTube channel that makes meads. So I've been watching a lot of this recently because I got back into making mead. That makes sense. There's this Kurt Kaz guy. We did a stream about talking about him, so that makes sense. The third person that was recommended to me was Shadiversity, which is kind of funny. But here is an actual problem that YouTube does have. So the idea, and it's actually YouTube featured, which is very funny. But here's the problem. This is a members-only video. And this is a new feature that YouTube has started to do, and is very frustrating, is they are recommending members content to you when you're not a member. So what this does is if I see this members-only content, and I might click on it, right? So I'm like, oh, look, the exclusive short but mighty, click on this, or I don't notice the members comment. If I click on this and then it says, oh, I have to pay for it, I'm not gonna do that. I don't go onto YouTube to watch paid content. I mean, I do appreciate when people join as a member to my channel. It does do a lot for me. But like, I'm just trying to put my headspace into the average viewer. So this is a wasted impression, right? I'm saying right, like I'm watching the Shadiversity video, and he says that all the time. It's very frustrating, actually. I'm adopting his mannerisms. But yeah, this is like if you've got 1 in 3 chances to be recommended, I'm not going to click the members video. So this is a really bad feature, I think, that YouTube has, and I wonder if there is something to do with member recommendation content that could be causing some channels that have a large backlog of members content to be losing their 1 in 3 chance of getting into view. So that's kind of interesting. I will mention that as an actual problem that YouTube has right now, and I hope they do fix that. I'm not sure I'm even subscribed to channel. I am subscribed to Shadiversity. There you go.
Doesn't make mistakes that are so large and inconsistent and confusing that it takes over the entire platform, which is what we're seeing now.
It has affected us now.
Yeah, there's lots of
All right,
comments.
so
under
that's
the video.
Red Letter Media. Let's take a look at Red Letter Media, because people are saying that they're suffering. Is that true? Now, I know Red Metal. I know who they are, but I don't watch their content. I'm not familiar with them. But they put out a video about this, saying obligatory YouTube was broken video. So we'll go to their channel. This is Red Letter Media. They just put out a video a few days ago. Let's see. I'll pause that autoplay video. View channel stats. Let's have a quick look. So over the last 28 days, I'm not seeing a crazy decline. There seems like pretty normal fluctuation. So I don't see that. Let's go to 6 months. So 6 months ago, they were getting around 180, is that million? No, it's 1.8 million views, 1.8 million views, 1.6 million views. And then they were getting 2 million views in the last month, 1.5 million views. I don't see a decline, at least over the last 6 months. What are they talking about? Let's have a look at their last recent videos. 500K, 500K, 1 million, 600K, 500K, 800K, 1.3 million, 800,000, almost 1 million, 1 million, 300K. This is a unboxing video, movie prop. That makes sense why it did poorly, but so that's still 300,000 views though. 900K, 500K, 800K. I'm not seeing this. Like these are great video, like great views. I don't know if the video quality is good or not, but I'm not sure why Red Letter Media is saying this. Do they put like do they explain it? We'll go back to Shad's video, but I don't think that's a good example. So far, I'm not convinced. So I'm going to give Shad a cringe point for using an example, but not actually backing it up.
From big YouTubers, much bigger than us, and they're all saying, yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. So this is pretty widely affecting big channels that you watch.
Well, I mean, again, this could be confirmation bias. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't a problem with YouTube, but if a bunch of people the only people that have problems are the ones who are complaining. And then you see a bunch of people complaining, you're like, well, that confirms it. Maybe there is a problem with YouTube. Maybe it is just your channel. You haven't shown us anything yet. That's an issue here. How do I determine this is complaining or an actual issue?
You may be missing videos of theirs and you've been completely unaware. Because
now they are actually bringing up a point that is true, and that is that YouTube is moving away from subscription models, and that is very cringe, and I think that's stupid. And here's a question for the channel or for the chat. I should put the thing. Hold on, turn this back on for a second. Here's a question for the chat: is if YouTube changed it so that every channel you subscribe to, you always got a notification, not like a phone notification, but like whenever you log into the app, it always shows your subscription feed. It always sends you like the +1 or whatever, but just not like the interrupting you, not the beep boops or whatever. Would you prefer that? Because what would happen if they did that is it would cause mass unsubscriptions. Like, because there's a bunch of channels I'm subscribed to, I just never watch anymore, but there's no reason to unsubscribe from them because I don't see their content. So if they did this, probably most YouTubers would lose 90% of their subscribers within the first few months. But then after that point, the subscribers you had would actually see your content. Would that be a better model? Would people prefer it that way? Because subscribers is just a vanity metric at this point. After you get like 1,000 for the monetization features, there's no reason to have any more subscribers. It is useful getting like sponsorships and things like that. But apart from that, Alex Channel says he's coping, he's cringe. We're gonna have to find out. You can vote in the poll, and we'll do a poll at the end as well to see if it's a problem with YouTube or it's a problem with Shad and other people just being whiners. And another thing that people aren't really thinking about as well is that people are going, well, YouTube channels exploded during the coffining because everyone was staying inside watching YouTube. And now people that picked up hobbies like gaming or mead making or D&D and things, they're not doing these things as more because they're going back to their old hobbies. So there has been a decline in YouTube in general from the coffining, like inside time. But apart from that, the upward trend of views has been continuing pretty steadily, and YouTube has more users than ever.
This is something that was implemented without really notifying anyone.
It's pretty much beyond any doubt now that YouTube has mechanics to influence channels positively or negatively. But what's been happening recently is that everyone is getting fucked. And this isn't
Okay, everyone's getting fucked. Show us.
even like Shadiversity complaining about falling off, which he has been complaining about for that for years.
I'm going to give Shad a good boy point, for putting a clip of someone talking about him complaining in his thing.
Is, and maybe he has had his thumb placed on the scale. Maybe YouTube is actively f***ing him, possibly. Maybe he's an oversaturated market, because that's often the counter argument, right? But I think the counter argument has now lost basically all steam, because everyone, and I do mean Linus Tech Tips is like, my channel is being ruined. He's huge.
So you see, if you keep going back to these same group of people that are like losing views for whatever reason, it just creates this confirmation bias, like circle jerk. Now, on the screen there was something interesting, and that was something that I'd like to disprove, because unfortunately, I'm going to give Shad a negative point in just a second, because he's using this screen to show that there's an actual issue with YouTube. Now, this is not what it seems like, but if we zoom in a little bit, maybe you can't read it. It says Josh Strife Hayes, which is a very base guy. He says, if you use YouTube, you need to check this. Videos are being hidden, and I can prove it. All right, so we're going to go to Josh Strife Hayes' Twitter, because there's something interesting. There's actually something interesting here, but this does not account for the problem that people are saying. But it may account for another problem. So Josh Strife Hayes says, here we go. If you use YouTube, you need to read this. Videos are being hidden, and I can prove it. Click on your YouTube profile icon and see if restricted mode is off. You will see videos on creators you follow. If it's on, YouTube will use AI to limit the videos that you see. And we're going to test this live. Here's a screenshot of my channel with restricted mode off and then on, and a picture where I highlight every video which YouTube no longer sees. Bear in mind that these videos have no restrictions, no age limits, no copyright claims, no mature content beyond limited swearing. Now, YouTube said they were dialing back swearing control policies. So in theory, if restricted mode just removes things that would be harmful, but these videos are all like perfectly good boy videos, it shouldn't have any difference. If there is a difference, then that does suggest that YouTube is marking certain videos with a secret limited feature set, in the idea of the protecting the children with the AI and stuff from those UK changes that are going forward. And I actually tested this myself, and the results are very funny. But I'm going to show you in a second. Here are some more screenshots showing my MMO channel seen with restricted mode on and off. The third highlighted image of all the videos have been hidden by restricted mode. These video, again, had no monetization or age restrictions. This is an issue because if creators don't know that there's something wrong with their videos that are being limited in a way that they don't understand, there's no way they can action that. If I would look at it, if you look at your channel and it says all green ticks, then you assume that everything is going out to every person it possibly can do. This is a huge problem for YouTubers. I've spent 4 weeks working on a 2.5 Alan Wake video. It passed all checks. I came back with no restrictions. However, if restricted mode is on and use restricted mode, and let's show this. YouTubers need to estimate ad revenue and average views and pay bills and pitch prices to sponsors. If a video gets randomly hidden because AI deemed it to be restricted for reasons that it won't explain, then releasing content becomes a net negative. Now, we're going to show you, I'll show you this right now. We'll go to my channel. Go to my channel. Go to live. You can see all of these videos that I've got. All of these videos, okay? These are just the live streams. We're just using live streams for example. Now you'll see here, you go down. I've got British English turned on. Oh my goodness. If I turn restricted mode into on, wait, all my videos? No, not all. Literally all of them are gone. All of my live streams, none of my live streams are allowed anymore because I often swear in my videos. I often get loud in my videos. I often say naughty things in my videos. There's no content is allowed. Actually, when I tested this before, 2 live streams were allowed to be seen. It's actually gotten worse. It's actually, I should be restricted though. Very rude. It's over. It's so over. Let me see. If I go to, okay, this is what I get on my normal page. I'll turn it back on and we'll see if any videos reappear. Restricted mode off. Okay, now everything's back. Everything's back. So you can see here that if a user is using restricted mode, it does affect the videos that they see. Now, many of these videos, not all of them, but many of them are approved by YouTube for full monetization. So in my eyes, from everything I can see in the back end, there is nothing wrong with those videos. YouTube has deemed it to be correct. And I have actually noticed that YouTube is keeping more videos fully monetized. on my channel. I thought that was interesting because I've been a bit spicy lately, but they haven't restricted any of my videos like usual. So this is interesting. Now, here's an issue, is that the majority of YouTube users in the range of about 90% don't have this turned on. Actually, we'll do a poll in the chat right now. Check your YouTube and see if this only works if you're on browser, by the way. This only works on browser. But check your YouTube and see if this is enabled. Now, this wouldn't affect shad. So we're going to do another poll. Let me see. Let's see. Were you watching YouTube in restricted mode? Yes or no? So we'll do a poll there. You can also type 1 or 2 in the chat if you want. And also be sure to like the stream. Much appreciated. Now, YouTube responded to this saying, few things. Restricted mode is off by default. Totally optional. Most don't use it. Think libraries, schools, etc. They're the ones that do. It has been around since 2010. It is not new. If your videos aren't available in restricted mode and you believe they should be, fill out this form here. Now, YouTube isn't necessarily going to tell us the truth on this. They're always a little bit sneaky. But the reality is that according to my poll, and I think 5% of people are probably just being silly, because if you were watching in restricted mode, I don't think you'd be here. So there's probably a 5% margin of error in this poll. I think you guys are having a bit of a giggle, aren't you? Aren't you? You can tell me in the chat it's okay. There's nothing wrong with lying in a poll. So this wouldn't account for Shadiversity's problem. It is a problem. It is a problem. It may potentially have issues down the line, but this does not explain Shadiversity's issue. And in fact, if you go to Josh Drives Have's Twitter, right above this post, he actually has said, I have taken down my video about restricted mode because some people thought it was spreading disinformation. I will improve it with more data and upload it for a more thorough look at the current wave of channels experiencing worryingly low view counts. So what Shadiversity has done here is he saw one thing, he jumped to the conclusion, he maybe didn't test it himself, or he knowingly saw that tweet, or just didn't care, and then he included that information in his video to reinforce his opinion, or reinforce his audience's opinion as well. I find this incredibly deceitful. While it is something I was unaware of, and it is interesting to learn on, I feel like this is definitely worth a cope point for shad. So I'm going to give another one. Oh, wait, should I do it the way that people hate this time? Like this, the Japanese style. Everyone hates it when I do that, so I'll do that instead. So interesting, not really an issue. However, I will be taking an eye on what Josh Strife says about this, because he's a pretty smart guy. He puts out pretty good stuff. And if it is the case that YouTube is leaving more videos monetized that have bad language, but then they're secretly changing the way that they are distributed, that is a big issue. I haven't seen any evidence of it yet, but it is possible. Let's continue.
It's basically all Steam because everyone, and I do mean everyone, Linus Tech Tips is like, my channel is being ruined. He's huge. If he is suddenly like, oh God, I'm getting fucked.
I can literally tell you the months that the algorithms changed,
What
because
month was
not
it?
only did iTane confuse very abruptly, but my metrics on engagement are all the exact same. But I have several other people that I know in my YouTube communities. A lot of them saw drastic cuts in views, both in September or October of 2023, and then.
All right, that's another detail that we have to write down. So Yahtzee said August 25. These guys are saying September /October 2024. Okay, we'll write that down.
Like 4 or 5 months ago. Both of those times, something changed in the algorithm to prioritize the homepage, showing less of people you subscribe to and more of just whatever search term you were last looking at. And as a result, everybody has seen a massive hit in viewership from their own subscribers, and you'll constantly get comments from people who are like, whoa, I haven't had you show up and recommended in over a year. I thought you quit.
This does happen. Nobody really watches YouTube on the subscriber tab anymore. Like, everyone watches the main page. Like, let's have a look. If I go to my main page, what is on the main page? I've got the Mead show again. I've got this Ickmeld guy who does like true crime. He's talking about the Charlie Kirk shooter being arrested. I've got Grubby. I've got Asmongold. I've got some Fox News. I've got some Shohei Kondo. I've got Dimple Video. I don't know who this is. I've never seen him before. Adam Ragusia saying bugs equals seafood. These aren't really channels that I like, with the exception of this mead channel that I was watching literally before I came on stream today. I don't really watch any of these channels except for Grubby. I watch Grubby all the time. Asmongold is recommended to me a lot, but I don't really watch him. If I go to my subscriptions, I'm actually wondering what I'll see. But nobody really goes to the subscription tab anymore. My subscriptions, I go, oh, Aussie Overlord streamer. Look at that. Log Frogmire. Who? I remember subscribing to this guy a long time ago, but who? I can't remember for what reason. That Ickmeld guy, Lotus Eaters. I don't think I've ever actually watched them. I don't know why I'm subscribed to them. How much YouTubers pay for 1,000 subscribers by vidIQ. We've got Penguin Zero. Am I subscribed to Penguin Zero? We've got Beyond the Trailer, my favorite lady. Best ever review. Like, actually, it's actually kind of surprising because I don't really watch many of these channels. Wait, I'm surprised. I'm subscribed to Steel Toe Morning Show? Didn't even realize. Okay. Anyway, everyone just uses the home tab, basically. That's the point that we're going to. And let's continue.
See, when YouTube makes changes like this, it rolls out slowly, rolling out in only specific regions at a time and affecting certain types of content at a time. And the larger channels that are getting like millions of...
This seems like a half truth. I'm not sure. Do we think this is a good boy point or a cringe point? When YouTube rolls out new features for YouTubers, they do staggered release. Like you see, like the number one in the chat, like the people with the most chat points, they get, you know, if you drop a super chat or you like the stream or you comment on this thing, you get more points and there's a leaderboard. It's kind of make it more of a game system so that people are more interested in engaging in chat. That was a feature that was released to people before everyone else, like in staggered waves. Like Sean had it before I had it. And I was very disappointed about that because Sean's getting the good boy points from YouTube. But I don't know if they test things like this. There's no way to prove that. I mean, it makes sense. I feel like I could believe this, but it's information that he can't possibly know. But I'm gonna err on the side of caution here and say that that's probably correct, because if you have something you want to change, you don't want to put it everywhere at once. Otherwise, if it's broken, it's going to have a really bad effect. So you would test it in different areas, but applying it to different YouTubers doesn't sound correct. Like, I think you would use this locationally, like you just test like a part of a country or something. Because if you're applying it to different YouTubers, then that would create a massive imbalance with the channels that are now getting punished from the old system and the ones that are getting the benefits of the old system. Whatever. It would create a really obvious view disparity where you see people going up as much as other people going down. So here's the question: is who are the channels that are going up? Because YouTube viewership is higher. So where are the views going if they're not going to the honest, punished YouTubers like Shad?
Views per video, they will take far longer to feel the effects of such changes. But now, especially in the last...
Why would channels with millions of subscribers take longer to know the effects of this? Because I guess the idea is that they have a more loyal viewer base. But Shadiversity has 1.6 million subscribers. So I guess if we go to his channel, like Shadiversity, over the last 28 days, there's a little bit of a decline starting from about the end of August. The last 3 months, let's take a look. I mean, 3 months ago, he was kind of at the same spot. He had a bit of a boost. Like, he had a couple big videos. Like, there's a peak. But it's more or less the same as it was 3 months ago. We'll go to a year. Now, Shad's channel is very annoying to look at because he unlisted 66 million views worth of short content. So there's this massive peak I can't really exclude. Actually, is there an option to exclude this? Can I remove long? I'm not interested in short videos. Because most of these were short content, but as of December 2024, it was about 600,000. Yeah, like that was. Oh wait, that was one day. Sorry, 600,000, 300,000, 200,000. So you have the big days there. Having some big days here, 400,000, 200,000. The end of a 1 year. Well, 1 year ago, he was getting 400,000, 500,000. I mean, it's not really that different. That's the issue. Maybe a 10% reduction. In the last month, I'll give him that. In the last month, there's been a bit of a dip. If we go to the max, like it's really annoying to see when you look at the Shad's content. Like this is the gap left by the shorts. You know, like when you have those, when people make up that fake chart about the gap in technology from the dark ages or something, which isn't actually true. This is when he unlisted his short content and he relisted some, I think, here. But like if you go from this trend, it's still an upward trend. I mean, this is always going to be an upward trend though, because of the way that it counts. But like, it is kind of funny that there's like this perfect curve that's just got this little chunk taken out of it. All right, but we're going to have to compare this to somebody though. It would only be fair to do so. But I will go back to Shadiversity's main channel. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay. Last month is down 19%, it says. Got 1 million views over the last month. Last 3 months, 3 million views. Last 6 months, 8 million views. So 6 months ago, he was getting 24,000 views per day, 26,000 views per day, 300,000. Dipped down to about 22,000. As of the last couple of months, 33,000, 29,000. I mean, with the exception of the last couple of weeks, like 2-3 weeks, he's essentially getting exactly the same. There's like no dip here. I mean, he's lost 20,000 subscribers, but that's a different thing entirely. So I don't see it. Let's go to Jazza. So we learned last time that Shadiversity has a more successful, more attractive older brother, Jazza, who does cartoon content. Let's take a look. Let's take a look what Jazza's been up to, which is really funny. All right, Jazza. Let's have a look at his stats. Jazza over the last 28 days is down 1%. Let's see. Over the last 3 months, he's up. Oh wait, is that 30 days? No, sorry. Over the last 7 days, he's down 11. Over the last 30 days, he's up 1. Down 36% over the last 3 months. And then over the last 6 months, 3 months, I meant to say. So he was getting 900,000 a day, 1.3 million a day, 1 million a day, 900,000. Yeah, there's a bit of a decline here, but it's kind of like very stable, to be honest. Like if you're looking at the exact peak, or the one data point from 6 months ago, it was 900,000 views, and then 900,000 views last month. So like, yeah, I'm seeing what in the last month there's a little bit of a dip, but within the last 6 months, basically there's no change for Jazza. Who the hell is Jazza? Jazza is Shadiversity, but like the good Shadiversity. I mean, this is Jazza. We'll just show a quick Jazza clip.
I reckon we can take this out now because it's going to start.
This is Shadiversity's younger brother, who has a channel that's 5 times his side. And he just does like cartoon content and viral YouTube content sort of stuff. People refer to him as the good Shadiversity, like the evil twin, the bad twin, or the good twin. But he makes more like kind of like the more Mr. Beast style videos, I guess, where it's like, not really like Mr. Beast, but like kind of like the more, what's the word, mainstream YouTube, I guess you'd call it. He looks normal. There you go. Yeah, he's just like a dad, and he does like drawing and stuff. But it's very funny and very unusual to have 2 YouTubers in the same family that both have over 1 million subscribers. But Jazza looks like he's doing okay, with a slight, with the exception of a slight dip in the last 2 weeks. But again, those sort of dips can be caused by just not uploading a couple good videos.
This week, they really have been noticing where the changes in how YouTube recommends videos, how it does not care about subscribers and what, viewers are saying they want to see, and is more following a kind of popular TikTok trend kind of algorithm.
I'm going to give Shad 1 point here, even though he mentioned TikTok. Actually, the TikTok's 1 mentioned down. Because YouTube, this is true. YouTube does want you to only follow their recommended page. They want you to watch the content that'll keep you on the platform longer, rather than the content that you're looking for. If I search for tutorials on something, or I want to watch a Sean video or something, they'll recommend me this like content that may be considered slot by some. They'll just keep me watching videos and watching videos and watching videos because that's what they want. So they are indeed disincentivizing people to watch their subscribers over the channels that they think that'll keep you, that their own data shows keeps people on the channel for longer. So like if I watch this Shadiversity video, it's like a 1 hour long video or 50 minutes long, and then I always leave after watching a Shadiversity video, Shadiversity will be less recommended to me. If I watch I don't know, legal mindset videos, and it keeps you on this channel for like, or keeps you on the page for 3 hours, it's going to recommend me legal mindset videos over Shadiversity content. So like that, in a certain way, certain videos can be like underserved in the algorithm, like especially tutorial videos, like how to fix a toilet. Like if you look for a video called how to fix a toilet, as soon as you know how to fix the toilet, you don't go back to the video and you stop watching YouTube because you're going to go fix your toilet and you're not going to watch any more toilet content, hopefully. So those sort of videos can be punished in the algorithm. Now, is this a Shadiversity problem? Probably not, because his content is kind of like content that you'd usually binge. Like you watch one sword video, you're likely to watch another sword video. So I don't think that he has this problem.
Has been affecting heaps of channels. So many have come out just in the last week saying, what the heck is going on? Now, because this has been affecting us for over a year, exact same things that we've been saying.
Because we're not the only channel that's facing this. I mentioned in the last video, other channels have been reporting on this. And since making that video, many have actually reached out to me, commenting.
All right, now here's the problem. So Shad's been complaining about this for about a year. So if we go back to this chart, we have YouTube's fine. YouTube's fine. YouTube's broke. It's boring. Boring, or he's boring. So let's say that Shad has been complaining for 1 year. Okay, we'll say that is 1 year. Now YouTube starts being broke at this point. At this point, YouTube may be broken, but it may just be the case that Shad is actually just boring and nobody wants to watch his content. How does he prove that? It can be one or two things, or even a variety of things. YouTube could be fine and Shad could be boring. That could be a possibility. YouTube could be broken and Shad can be boring. That's a possibility. Or YouTube's broke and Shad's right. That could be a possibility. But how are you going to show this? You're going to have to show other people's data to do that. And that's something that he has not done thus far. And he hasn't even shown his own data in this. He'll talk about impression, click-through rate, and things like that. But that doesn't prove what you're talking about.
Not just content creators, because Tyler Tube mentioned it, and he mentions that there's been this weird change with other channels as well. Other channels reaching out to me. Baggage Claim posted on Twitter saying, what's going on? My content hasn't changed. Views have gone off a cliff. Clownfish TV has been reporting on this, that traffic to independent websites through Google has been dying. And so this isn't just happening to Shadiversity, even though it is detrimentally affecting us in a big way. YouTube is clearly recommending different content that I'm not interested in, like on my home feed, and so many people have reported this, by the way. Weird recommendations of videos that have barely any views that you have no interest in. And I've been flooded with that, of content that just I'm not interested in watching or viewing. So clearly YouTube is recommending.
This is actually kind of a good thing in some ways. And this is a little bit true. So you know what? I'll even give him one good boy point. Oh wait, that's a cringe point. Well, he deserves another cringe point, but I'll give him a good boy point as well. There we go. But like having smaller channels being exposed in the algorithm actually is good, and was something that people were complaining about, because everyone was saying, I'm just seeing the same like massive channels again. It's just Mr. Beast, Asmongold, or what's another big channel? I don't know. That's all I'm getting. Like, how do you survive as a new channel? You want the new channels to be able to gain exposure somehow, not just through search-based content. But the problem with Shad here is that he said he's being bombarded by videos he doesn't want to watch. He actually does want to watch those videos. YouTube most likely has found videos that are in his niche. Now, that doesn't mean that's the active choice to click on a video. It's just a video he would like if he indeed watched it. But because he didn't search for it, he's deferring those choices to his actual cognitive thought of choosing a channel, rather than just letting the YouTube gods decide. So it's kind of like not exactly true here.
Recommending different content to different viewers, deprioritizing recommendations on our content and others.
Look at me pointing out that it's affecting the niche channels there, and it's the exact same type of things where YouTube is not recommending your videos to your subscribers, and what viewers say they want to see are becoming more and more irrelevant in YouTube's mind. This
is true. Like I said before, YouTube doesn't want to incentivize subscriber models. They want to be pushing it through their own homepage. But people that watch your content do return to watch your content. Like I said, I was watching those mead making videos because my thing's starting to bubble up. Look at that, it's working. It's working. It's getting all bubbly at the top. I'm not gonna. This is actually an experiment. I'm not mixing the honey in the bottom. I just want to see what happens. Also, it looks like Drano, so it's fine. But the more of that content I watch, the more of it will be recommended to me from YouTube. So if you're not getting recommendations from the people that are your viewing base, it means that they're not watching your content, or they watch one of your pieces of content, subscribed, and just never returned. It's not jankum.
Growing and becoming more of a problem. These changes would have already killed off our channel completely if it wasn't for our supporters. And we mean that genuinely. Our viewer support, which is through channel memberships, Patreon, and Subscribestar, now constitutes 75% of our revenue. That's in conjunction with the fact that
he's getting a cringe point for leaving his camera on autofocus, and I'm watching his camera hunt. When you see the focus zoom in and out, that's called hunting. And it's probably he's using a GH5 or something. They're pretty bad. Even though the camera like itself, if behind the camera, is very good, but the -1 point for having your autofocus not locked out. There's a second person here, Shad. You could have just locked manual focus. Anyway, just camera autism is derailing me for a second there. But what Shad is saying here is actually very true, and that is how important and how valuable it is to have people that actually support you. The average YouTuber should be only receiving about 10 to 30% of their revenue from advertisers. Ad revenue in YouTube is very fickle. It can go away at any time, and most people need to have like 6 months of emergency money. YouTubers need to double that at least, because YouTube can just shut off from time to time. And there's things that happen, like there's different times of the month that pay less. Things like Christmas pays a lot more, and then it dips off in like January, February. March gets a lot better. Summer, it dips down again, usually for a lot of channels. So yeah, if you're, it's like having all your eggs in one basket if you're relying on advertisers. Now, I'm actually really badly positioned in this regard. I get the majority of my YouTube stuff from advertisers in the realm of like 70 to 80%, which is really dangerous. And I should probably focus more on subscriber support. So yeah, encouraging YouTube people to like the stream, donate, help you out, join in Patreon, join in things that are off YouTube. There's a really good ideas. And for all of the criticism that I give Shad, he's done a very good job in fostering an audience that is very supportive of him and continues to keep his channel alive.
Being able to sustain, that creator viewer support, as well as the fact that ad revenue has been going so low that it's comprising less of our overall revenue because it's drying up to unbelievable apocalyptic levels.
I don't think there has been any change in the advertiser payouts as far as I understand. I haven't seen them myself. Now, if you have less viewers, you get less ads. That's true. But like the ads actually being worth less, apart from, like I said, those seasonal things, I don't think so. Certain channels are affected more than others, but like things like finance channels, they basically have the same revenue rates the whole way through the year. Of course, usually, like I said, January, February is pretty low, because the reason that happens is that YouTube does advertisers by bidding for commercial space, and the bids are higher at Christmas or the months leading up to Christmas because they're trying to sell Christmas shit.
It is becoming the absolute reality that if you, the viewer, wants to see the content that you like and wants to ensure that that content can still be made going into the future, that content you love is completely reliant on viewership support now. That is the reality. So many channels have come out and spelled out this is the only way that they will be able to continue making the content. And so if you like the content, and so many of our viewers have showed up and supported, because like I said.
All right, is this being laid on a little bit thick? Like you do want to thank your supporters, obviously, but it's starting to seem like this is an advertisement. Like this is a very long segment if you're trying to explain just how how YouTube is destroying everything and YouTube is killing everything, but then this is actually just a secret pitch to go to the Patreon or something. That's a bit cringe. Is that what's happening here? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and based on the chat, I'll decide if he gets a cringe point or not.
It's literally saved our bacon, right? It's the only way we're able to do it. Now, does that mean things are smooth sailing? Well, no, because that 30%, ad revenue is still important, and that's going lower and lower and lower. And the only way that we're able to survive is if we can get that viewership support to make up the difference. And for us, we make exclusive content for our viewers where it's only $1 a month, and you get our weekly exclusive content, and you can do the $1 through Subscribestar or Patreon. Channel members.
See how the camera keeps focusing in and out? Just $1. Chat. one. Oh wait, I need to download that clip of Stefan Molyneux where he's raging at the guy that sent him $1. For just $1 a day, you could support this hungry Australian child. But no, like, you know, I'm pretty bad at grifting, but honestly, everything does help. That is true. I will say that. I need to maybe go to the university, not the Shadiversity, but I need to go to the University of the Griftium or something, so I can actually learn how to properly do it.
Memberships. YouTube takes 30%. 30% of all the channel memberships. That's a large chunk. When you know the
YouTube takes 30% of every donation and membership, not just it's super chat and memberships. They take, I want to say, 45% for the ad revenue, because they it's in the creator's favor, but only very slightly.
Processes go through, and so if you want to help us out, Patreon, they take 10%, much less. Subscribestar is honestly the best. They take like 3%. So if you're looking for a way to support your favorite creators, for us, Subscribestar, hands down, is the best. And it might not seem like a lot to some, and for others, it might seem like a chunk. We know people are doing it hard, and that's why we are so...
Arclight for $1 Australian. Thank you very much. I actually really appreciate it.
So grateful for every dollar that every one of our supporters contribute. It means the world. And for those that think it isn't that much, genuinely, that is what's saving us. And so if you're able to just give $1 a month, that's $12 in the whole year, that's all it takes, that makes us sustainable, and that has saved our bacon completely. But as YouTube continues to get worse, we still need that support, especially if you want to...
BobTube for $1 Australian. You know what I'm going to use this $1 for? I'm going to use it to make some Kildew. Kildew is the cheapest alcohol you can possibly make. It's literally just white sugar, water, and yeast. Finnish people drink it, but I think it's only Finnish teenagers and Finnish alcoholics. Talk with the White says, meme, help, I'm being repressed. What? I never said I was being repressed. I said that I am very poorly diversified in my YouTube income. That is true. And I said I'm a very bad grifter. I've never said that I'm desperate or anything. Although I do have some big bills coming up, chat. Blazer for $1 Australian. How are all the Australians collaborating on this? It's like literally all the Australians. Can't we get some American dollars in here so I can actually afford something? Wouter Van Putin for £1. You guys are cheating my goal. I've got my goal, but I need to pay off my student loans at Shadiversity. Aloha Snack Bar with $2. Oh my goodness! When do you want breakfast, Governor? Togo the White for $1. Give me a Canadian dollar. Togo the White looks like a person that would appreciate my homemade jenkem. It's not my mead, because it looks like he's a beekeeper. Look at this. Wouldn't you drink this delicious magical potion that I've made that certainly isn't just Drano and honey together? Look. Good little boing. Anyway, I'm glad that that's actually working because I didn't mix it up. All right, let's continue. Jesus, from all the support from this stream, I can almost pay for my haircut I had today. Let's continue.
And make even better content and more exclusive content for you. So genuinely, with how bad things are, I'm going to talk about it with Tyrant, with how bad things really are getting, what we've been seeing in this last week and on other channels and everything. It is your...
Does it cure autism? No, quite the opposite.
Your support that enables you to get the content that you love.
Wait, hold on a second. How much to drink it? Drinking this would be so bad, because this is the honey's all down here, so all the sweetness is here. This is just butterfly PT with active yeast. You should not drink active yeast. I'll probably unironically give myself auto-brewery syndrome or whatever it is. Don't drink active fermenting yeast. You've got to wait till it cools down. That's really bad. You're going to be needing that Imodium brand Imodium after that if you do that.
And so if you like this content, sword content, long form, deep dives, reviews where we really test things out, that $1 a month, genuinely, if any of you are in a position to do so, I can't express the level of gratitude we have for it, and how much I would encourage you to consider signing up and supporting us.
This is a very long.
What
this is
has
a very
actually
long
been going
segment.
on? Well, Tyrant.
I'm also here.
He's been here the whole time. Shock.
So there's two people. One of them couldn't have fixed the focus on the camera.
Movie magic.
Amazing.
Yeah. So things are not being good, to put it mildly. And usually Shad would handle these sorts of videos, and that's fine, you know. But in this particular case,
I actually like this because a problem that Shadiversity has, and this depends whether you like him or not. If you like Shad, Don Balthazar for $1 Australian. Tank Theta with $2 Australian, $1 US. Forgot about that. Got info about Patreon lives of Shad. What? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but thank you for the two. The two. So what a problem that Shadiversity has is that when he talks to you, he's always saying, right. It's like this, right? And it's very condescending. And with a one-person conversation that you have when it's just one YouTuber on a camera, it's just like he's lecturing you. And if you already dislike him, you'll take that as anything he says is just being cringe, and he's just like a know-it-all body that hates everybody or something. So having another person to bounce these sort of things off is actually a very good strategic move, and I assume that's why they did it. So let's see how this goes.
things are really bad. And specifically in the last 5 days, things have gone from, you know, things are not been the best for the last, let's say, year and a half, let's say something like that. In the last 5 days.
We have managed to survive. Can I jump on this? Because one of the common reactions from critics, and this has been going against like other YouTubers that point out saying something's really wrong, right? Their haters come out and say, you've just fallen off.
Well,
I mean, I did say that. He got me. He got me. Nick with 2 for the yeast goal. I'm not drinking active yeast. That's not going to happen. Okay, you got to wait until it's ready. It'll look really good when it's ready. I'll show you though. It's going to be really good. And 4 to 5 weeks.
That's why I was going to differentiate, because obviously things have been on a bit of a decline for the last year and a half at this point.
But like when we looked at the data from the other people, Yahtzee said that it happened from August, and the other channels said it was happening about a year ago. Shad's been complaining about this for like over a year and a half. 2 years is my understanding for it. So maybe something is going wrong with YouTube, but then Shad would not be a victim of this. And we have Aloha Snackbar says yeast unleashed in the east. I can't get proper yeast over here. You're not even supposed to do this actually. If you brew anything over 1%, you're supposed to destroy it. Don with a become the yeast beast 2. We're getting a lot of 2s. I had a look at my own channels, so 2 channels. So this is one of my channels that I upload every so often on. More or less, apart from some peaks, it's just been going up over the last year. Since September 12, 2000. I haven't not noticed this on this channel. None whatsoever. Over the last month, it's almost completely stable rock. Basically no variation whatsoever. So quite the opposite in my experience.
I remember we pinpointed it
not my
roughly
gaming channel.
to
That's
around
a new channel. It's basically got no views.
2024's Christmas time. Something just kind of clicked and things went really down. And then since then, it's kind of been a bit of a struggle. But we have been getting along with, you know, not good views, but at least somewhat reasonable.
At times, good views.
Good views.
And this is the thing that contradicts.
If YouTube's suppressing him, wouldn't they be getting no views at all or very low views? Like, how would it be possible to get great views from a video if indeed you were being suppressed by YouTube?
Anyone who wants to say there's no audience for this anymore, people have fallen off or anything like that. If that was the case, well, 3 months ago, we had a video nearly reach, like it's just shy of 1 million views. Last month, right, where we knuckled down and we've made some of the best videos that we possibly could. And I talked to Tyrant and said, let's try and focus on quality, make some of the best videos we can, right? And let me go through some of the views, and something is interesting to.
I mean, if he's still capable of getting 1 million views, that would suggest that his content is being sent out to people, but it's just not all of his content. And you've got to look at what that video did right, and then take that lessons from that. Because the YouTube videos that you make that you think are good are not necessarily the ones that people want to watch, and that is something that a lot of YouTubers don't understand. It's the YouTube in YouTube doesn't really stand for the YouTuber, it stands for the audience. YouTube's only job is to serve the audience, not the creator.
point out in regards to this. Even with how bad things are going with the deprioritization of long form sword content, you can go back to our video, Sword Content is Dead, where we point out
the long form sword content. He has to focus on short sword content, not short views, but long videos with about short swords. That's obviously what is happening. This is the change to short form content, not the one we expected.
These are some problems. This is the trend of where things are going. And that exact trend is now hitting more YouTubers than ever, right? We called this months ago, right? But even with those issues...
How he keeps saying right, that's a very annoying sort of tick. And I kind of adopted it for a little bit in the beginning of this video.
We have knuckled down and tried our best. And we had a game plan in that video. That's where we launched our exclusive content, right? And that has literally been the thing that has saved our bacon. Like, if it wasn't for us...
Do we need to do a right counter instead of a cringe counter?
Rolling with the punches, adapting, trying to survive, this channel would be dead and gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. Like,
why is the camera wobbling so much? Do they what is the tripod sitting on?
Be dead if it wasn't for our supporters. But even with all those problems, we've had the occasional videos that have done all right. In actual fact, last month was one of our better months. But even then, let me show you some.
If last month was one of your better months, what are you complaining about?
Some of the views. So going back to when we reacted to the Unsubscribe podcast, right? Nearly 80,000 views. Good video, okay? Video right after that, 24,000 views. After that, nearly 100,000 views. The video after that, near 150,000 views. Really good. Oh, there's no audience for this anymore, Tyrant. They've just left, or we've alienated our audience, or the people just don't like sword content. 150,000 views. Then 100,000.
If they are getting views, then what are you complaining about exactly? You're just not getting 1 million views every video anymore? Is that it? How do I send a link? What? How do I send a link about Shad's number to you? You can send it to me on Discord, Twitter, or Twitter is probably the most easiest. What is it? What is this about? About how much money he's getting on Discord? On Patreon? Dick Jones says, please yell at me for only $5. Look, I'm going to be grumpy at any chat that is not orange, yellow, or red. Okay, I like red skins, I like yellow skins, and I like orange skins. I tried to make a racist joke there, but it didn't quite work. But I do have yellow fever, for the super chats.
1,000 views, 27,000 views, right? 120,000, 35.
Hey, that's the video that was recommended to me.
1,000. Are we seeing a pattern here, Tyrant?
I would also encourage other people to look at maybe some of your other favorite YouTubers and see kind of a similar pattern. You'll see good views, then all of a sudden it just plummet.
There is no...
But I don't see that. Like this plummet, it should be fairly obvious, right? But it's not. In the last couple of weeks, I'll admit there is a bit of low views on several channels that I checked in the last couple of weeks. Not over a period of a year, not over a period of 6 months, not even over a period of 3 months. With the exception of that one channel I mentioned, which was Camelot's. And that was very strange because he did go from I believe 500 to 1,000 live concurrent viewers to under 100 or 100 or 200 or something. But he's got a very, very loyal audience. Like he makes $500 or $1,000 a stream anyway. He's got a couple of people that just really love him, and he's getting $100 super chats every other minute or something. So which goes to show you that you can actually succeed with a very small stream, or a very small. If you have a very loyal small audience, you can get by with these sort of things. So good for him, honestly. But that is the only one that I can really of note. The only other channel that I've seen going down is Ricada, but that's a different reason entirely, and that's completely related to the content that he's putting out. Because unfortunately, the niche market for watching Kurt cooking videos is very small, although very dedicated, I will admit.
Consistency. Again, after that, 68,000 views. And then we come to this week where suddenly everything has died. Yeah. And these are some great videos. Genuinely, the Spike Shield video, it's one of my favorite. It's damn fun.
I mean, again, it's kind of difficult to say they're great videos if people aren't watching them. Like, if you like the video, that's one thing. If you think it's a good video, that's one thing. But what you like and what the audience like may not be the same. If there's an overlap, that's great, though.
Jonathan and I have a great time, but this week, 25,000, sorry, it goes 19,000, 25,000, 16,000.
Okay. So this is the thing. It wants to kill me, and then he's got the sword shield. This sword shield, this shield wants to kill me, and I hate it. Doom, Spike, Shield tested. I mean, this doesn't intrigue me, like this video here. And maybe it's very fun, but I feel like it's too over, I don't know. This thumbnail just doesn't appeal to me. Of these thumbnails here, the first one, what you do if you close your eyes and open them, the first 2 seconds, which is the one that your eyes are drawn to, that's a good way to determine what is most interesting on a screen. I'm immediately attracted to this one that says lies, but again, I don't really want to say it. The ban was a lie all along. Proof the government is useless. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe I would look at that. This must be about machetes being banned in Australia. But an issue with thumbnails is you don't want to give the story away in the thumbnail. You have to build like interest. Not all the time, but that is generally a very good story, a very good strategy. Like this one, the shield wants to kill me and it's got like electricity. So you assume that this is a very dangerous piece of equipment to use and you're going to be using the shield. It's fun, but then you almost get hurt. I can kind of understand what's going to happen here, but I don't think there's going to be lightning. So this kind of editing and this sort of thumbnail doesn't appeal to me.
This week is
It's
why
like,
this
it's too
week is
silly,
why we're
you
making
know?
this video. So we've spoken about the general.
I don't care about Charlie Kirk. I already mentioned that they got the guy. Okay, they got him, but this isn't a Charlie Kirk stream. I'm not going to drop everything and change topics. That'd be silly. It is unfortunate that it happened, I guess. I mean, it's fortunate that he was caught, but like if I had, been gaming the system, I would have done a Charlie Kirk at part 2. But I don't want to be the quartering who's made like, well, how many Charlie Kirk videos do you think the quartering has made? How many you'll never guess. I guarantee you'll never guess how many he's made.
Trends. You've made videos about that before. That's what those past videos are about.
And it's still an issue. The fact that it is so inconsistent. It used to be that if you had a certain subscriber amount, right, you could generally rely on a certain amount of views per video.
Yeah, this was like about a couple of years ago, like maybe 3-4 years ago. And that's nice to have. And it's very important if you can have consistent results. But that's more about personality-based channels instead of topic-based channels. Because if you can promise a advertiser like 300,000 views or 1 million views on a video, then they're more likely to pay you out those big cash bonuses, which is like I said, you should be getting about 20 to 30% of your income from revenue, ad revenue, and that other ad revenue has to come from either sponsorships, memberships, audiences, or companies.
Now, there's no security or reliability in any video, and the videos that did poorly, some of them, in my opinion, are way better than the videos that did great. Yeah. Tyreth doesn't even like the video that got 1 million views.
No, I don't like it. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
That's what I said though. Like sometimes the video that you make is not the one that the audience will like. The one that you like won't be there's not always an overlap.
The last 5 days have been interesting. Now, this is not just a us thing. This is why we're making this video, because we've seen other creators as well. Nothing to do with swords, completely different niches, nothing to do with politics, just
across the board. Huge variance in subscriber counts.
A couple off the top of my head, if you look at some views, I've seen the Linus Tech Tips. They spoke about it. I've seen, if you look at Metatron, obviously friend of the channel, his views are really low at the moment. There's a couple of creators who I'm not personally familiar with who've also made videos saying their views are down.
And Demion, his gaming, and then long video game essay channels as well. Like the quartering has mentioned this as well. His
The quartering was we mentioned the illustrious quartering. Now the quartering is suffering, but he's not suffering on YouTube. He's suffering on both Rumble and YouTube. That's very funny. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what the quartering has been up to. The quartering is such a piece of shit. Oh my goodness. Like I didn't even realize. Like the Kino Casino has exposed him to so many things. If you go to the quartering, place your bets in chat now. How many Charlie Kirk videos has the quartering made? I guarantee if anyone's right, then I guess I'll give you a $1 super chat or something. But that's probably not going to happen. But let me see. Maybe he shouldn't have put all of his baskets into Rumble or whatever it was. All right, so let's take a look. The quartering. Here we go. I bet he's going to have a video in the next 5 minutes as well. All right, let's count them up, boys. Let's count them up. Let's check out the quartering. Let's see. Let's see. Joe Rogan live reaction to Charlie Kirk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 videos on the quartering about. Is there any live streams? No live streams. No live streams on this channel. All right, let's check out. So we're at 8. We're at 8 currently. But wait a minute. It's the Jeremy Hambly channel, the one that he created because the Kino Casino was stealing all of his. This is a fucking terrible banner. What the fuck? Let me see. We're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This man has made 14 videos about Charlie Kirk. And he just keeps making up bullshit. And I haven't even checked his live stream channel. 14 fucking videos. Oh my god. He just like, I can't wait for some more influencers to die. What a piece of shit. 14 videos. I can understand one. That's fine. I can understand a stream. I can understand reporting the news. I can understand two. But I was at 3, I was like, now wait a second. Now wait a second. And then he went on to make 11 more videos. Every 2 hours, he's putting out a new video. How is his channels doing, actually? Kind of curious. Let's see. He's suffering over the last 7 days. He's suffering. He's down 30%. Suffer quartering. But these Charlie Cook videos were doing very well. But it looks like this one. Well, this one's only up in 12. No, wait. Actually, this one is doing worse. He was getting up to 300, almost 400,000 views on this one. But now it's down to 80K. Sorry, quartering. Suffer. Suffer. I don't know why. Like, I'm going to give Shadiversity a cringe point for mentioning the quartering as a reference. There we go.
Politics.
Yep.
And I've multiple tweets from multiple people. Like, this is a problem that is now affecting every.
Let's see. What do these tweets actually say?
And I've multiple tweets from multiple people. Like, this is a.
YouTube is complaining on Reddit about noticeable drops in views every month from May onward. Meanwhile, YouTube keeps boasting about short watch time. Who watches a lot of shorts? Kids. Now we've got a lot of age verification thing. These things are all related. Well, I mean, not necessarily, because not all the channels complaining about reduction of views aren't short channels. If shorts are being more popular on YouTube, and that means that people are watching less long-form content as a result, that's a different thing entirely. But you don't want kids as your audience unless you're making like toy videos or something, because they're not very good monetizable views and very limited. In fact, if you have like a child channel, you can't even turn your comments on.
Problem that is now affecting everyone on the platform. Like, most people. There's a few people that are kind of like in. They're surviving at the moment. Like I said, like, if you're a really large channel, you're kind of inoculated a little bit.
Well,
what does this guy say? Joshua Strive Hayes, one of the least problematic YouTubers out here, is also getting destroyed by YouTube's algorithm. He also says many of his videos are blocked and considered 18 plus. Despite, well, I mean, this isn't true in Dominion, because this is only for the restricted feature. The people are taking what Josh Strive Hayes runs with it because he's a credible source, and then making a conclusion that isn't true.
My personal channel as well. I've noticed this in the last 5 days. Views have cratered from where they should have been, or should have been because of the subject matter. And I'm going to make my own video on it because it's this dire to talk about. And funnily enough, like, I've been thinking about this, and I just don't know what the future holds if YouTube is going to pull these sorts of shenanigans. Like, this is not kind of views are down, things are not good. It's a general trend. This is like overnight, views have tanked to the point where us just sitting here making this video.
It's like the last 5 days. I mean, some of the channels are down over the last 2 weeks, I'll agree. But like over the last 5 days, I have not seen something that represent this in like tanking. Like, when we say tanking, I mean like 10% down, 20% down, maybe in some cases. 5 days is not long enough. In fact, YouTube doesn't even give you proper data for the last 3 days. You have to wait like 2-3 days to even see how much you've earned. So like when you go to a YouTube, let me see if I still have that picture. Maybe it actually shows you. Like when you go to like a YouTube graph, they always go like tank down to like 0, because they don't like, you'll sometimes have 3 days of data that hasn't been reported yet. So saying last 5 days, I can't take that as reputable.
Video costs more money than the video will make. That type of red alert type situation. And to put this into perspective, right? My channel is nearly 2 years old at this point. I have never taken down a video before, maybe one. You know, it came out of the gate, didn't do well. In the last month alone, I've taken down 5. Gosh. I have never done that before. Now to have to do that literally nearly every second video, that is that's not sustainable.
Now, you're not supposed to take videos down from YouTube. That's not very good. Basically, everyone on YouTube tells you this. Now, you can do it if you want to. And a lot of people unlist live streams. I do this myself for a variety of reasons. But removing videos because they don't do well is actually pretty bad, because it mixes up the signals that you're sending YouTube. And Quartering was doing this. He was unlisting videos and deleting all videos if they weren't doing as well because of vanity metrics, and potentially bamboozling the system.
The reason why YouTube says that a poorly performing video will not affect your future video's performance.
That's bullshit.
That's bullcrap. That's a lie.
I mean, this is kind of true. This is like a half truth. If you have a poor performing video, your next video will probably do poorly as well. But there's a different reason for that. That's because YouTube gives you impressions based off, an impression means it gets shown on your screen. An impression, if you get one view on YouTube, you get a certain amount of impressions over the next week. So for example, if you get 10 impressions, they might give you, if you get 10 views on a video, they might give you 100 impressions next week. And if you have a 10% click-through rate on those impressions, then you get another 10 views. So that's why click-through rate is so important. So yeah, if you have like a video that comes out, and let's say you usually do 1 million, and then they give you 10 impressions for every view. So you put out a new video, it gets 1 million views, you get 10 million impressions next week. The next video you put out will get a portion of those impressions and will likely do better because it's got a better out of starting the gate sort of bonus, like the kind of like the momentum, right? So if you have a video that does really poorly, like 1,000 or something, and then you only get like 10,000 impressions, the next video may suffer because of that. But this is only an issue in those 2 video examples, because most YouTubers don't just have one video active on their channel at any time. A lot of the YouTubers have videos that they have built up over the years, and all of the views that you get. So this is kind of cope, because I mean, going back to the example of where is it? Where's my thing? This one here. You'll notice here that I don't put out very many YouTube, and I use this channel as an example because I don't put out that many videos on it. I don't put out many videos. I've been putting out some shorts and stuff, just a bunch of stuff. But because these old videos keep getting content, that's why my views keep building. Because I've got like a couple good videos that have evergreen status, which is evergreen means the video keeps getting views. That will continue to build impressions forward and forward and forward and forward and forward. So this one bad video can affect your next video in a way. But if you have a large backlog of catalog of videos that Shadiversity does have, then those are also generating impressions for your new videos. It may be the case that if you have a stinker of a video, people don't want to come back because they're like, well, this was shit. I'm going to go watch something else instead. So it's like a half truth, but it's mostly cope, I think. I think it's cope.
It's not true at all.
We know that's not true. We know that's not true.
We know from experience that when you have a video creator, that slows momentum, right? And fewer recommendations go out to the video after.
And what we're very, very certain on, we'll put it that way, is if you have a really good performing video, the next video will crater, no matter what the video is. Like all your recommendations.
Wait, what? If you're go back.
We'll put it that way, is if you have a really good performing video, the next video will crater, no matter what the video is. Like all your recommendations.
Wait, what is this? He must have made a mistake here, because he says if you have a really good performing video, then your next video will crater. So if we listen to that, means if you have a good video, the next video is going to go bad, right? But then if you have a bad video, the next video is going to go bad. So it's just you lose either way. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he meant to say that it was a really bad performing video, then the next video will crater, because that it just doesn't make sense.
Nations get sucked from that one upload.
It really feels like.
Oh, okay. So he said no. He clarified. So the idea is if you have a really good video, then it's going to be absorbing all of the potential views that your channel is going to get. That's not actually true. YouTube doesn't blow up channels, they blow up videos, but then you get recommended other videos alongside it. Because this only makes sense. This only makes sense if YouTube they're like, here's your 10 million impressions, sir. Oops, they all went to one video. That's too bad for you. That's not how it works. So that's just incorrect.
Genuinely, that YouTube has an arbitrary system, whether it's algorithmic or even manual, where it says the system will only give a certain amount of recommendations, impressions to each channel. Like you are only going to get 1 million impressions. And by the way, an impression, the conversion is like usually it's between 10 to 15 impressions. Usually equates to 1 view.
No, it's literally your click-through rate. If your click-through rate is 10%, then 10% of your impressions transfer into views. But I mean, there's a little bit more than that. Like if you have to watch it for a certain amount of time.
It's the conversion. What's bonkers is that I have videos that have a much better conversion based on impression, like 10 impressions to 1 view, and they get half the impressions as to other videos, which is like 15 impressions to 1 view, and they have 500,000 views.
Yeah.
Because
this is kind of confusing as well. What he's saying here is that you have views on the video. Sorry, you have a click-through rate. Again, click-through rate is if you see a video, you click on it. Pretty simple. He's saying that if you have less views on a video, it has a higher click-through rate. This is kind of true, because if you have like a video that's got 100 views and 200 people have seen it, you've got a 50% click-through rate. That's amazing. And it's like, well, this video has a 50% click-through rate. Why doesn't it do better? It's because that the amount of people that saw it is very low. So as a video goes into like the million range, the click-through rate drops down almost all the way, like from like 10% or 15% down to like 2% or 1%. So this is really confusing to a lot of YouTubers. And I think that's what Shad's seeing here, is that he doesn't understand this.
YouTube decides to arbitrarily push videos that do not perform as well. And we don't know why it chooses that. But
the metrics you want to be looking at is watch time duration. That's much more important. Like if people If you have a video that has double the watch time, that means people are enjoying it more. That's a better, like if you have a video that has a really high watch time duration, but it's not doing very well, then maybe that would suggest something. But click-through rate's not really what you want to do. Now, if you have a new video that has a very low click-through rate, that suggests it'll do poorly. That is true. Because nobody's going to see it, and then less people are going to see it later on. But it's really important to build up those good thumbnails.
The system is completely...
So to kind of summarize what's been happening, for the last couple of years, things have been on a downward trend. Obviously, subscriber...
For niche content specifically, there's a number of channels that haven't felt the effect, and they say, oh, it's just what you're doing. You need to just do better, bro, or something like that. Yeah. When it's like,
get good.
We can see the trends, right?
True.
Our content is just as good. Our viewership engagement is just...
I mean, he says this, but like that's down to a matter of opinion.
As good. And if it suddenly drops, this is not a gradual... Suddenly drops, and out of the blue, that's something in the algorithm that's done that.
And YouTube does give us metrics. It gives every creator metrics on this. It says, we've sent out this many notifications. We've given you this many recommendations. You have this. They give you metrics on all these things. So when you look at a video and it says, we've only sent out 1,000 notifications out of, I don't know, I'm throwing...
Hank says, whinging videos don't work. Just ask Stefan Molyneux. I mean, I got a bunch of $1 super chats today, like a bunch of them. So we hit the goal. So now I can pay off my loans at Shadiversity. So I guess maybe it does work. That was very funny. Like, there's like, I've got to find the clip sometime. But if you're unaware, Stefan Molyneux was like a philosophy tube guy, and he got a $1 super chat basically one day, and he made a 15-minute seed video about it because he was reading the email, and it was like, Stefan Molyneux, you've changed my life. I now live for virtue, arguments, and the betterment of mankind. Here's $1, and then he was just like seething, like saying, I changed your life. I made everything for you better, and you gave me $1 fucking dollar. It was only worth $1 fucking dollar. It's like this legendary piece of content, but he's been like banned off the entire internet. I can't even find him anymore. I used to watch a lot of his stuff. He did some pretty good breakdowns, like the Truth About series. That was pretty cool. I remember watching his Truth About Trayvon Martin and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. Made a lot of people angry, though. Made a lot of people angry. He made all of New Zealand angry. They kicked him out. But there's like someone made like a Metallica parody of him for the $1. It was really, really, really good because he's always talking about his mother as well. It was very funny. Yes, Free Domain Radio. That's the guy.
Numbers out here. 30,000 notification people who want it. It's like, okay, why haven't you sent out the other 29,000? Like, so this is...
We have 1.6 million subscribers here. There's a lot of people that would like to get notified of our content. And you know what's depressing but also hilarious, right? We are getting the lowest amount of impressions that the channel has ever gotten since near the time it was recording analytics, okay? Yet in contrast, we have some of the highest click-through rates that the channel has ever had. But like it is bonkers. That means that our content has been improving. People are showing more indication of interest in the content, but YouTube has been showing it to fewer and fewer people.
So this is not necessarily true. This could suggest that Shad was being unfairly given extra views because he was a large channel. Like a lot of old YouTubers have this, where they were using an older system of how YouTube worked, and they were getting more impressions. So it may be the case that Shad is getting less impressions now than he was for getting 5 years ago. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's being unfairly treated. Like a good example of how YouTube changed is how they used to have like the reply girls. So basically, people would make a video and you could do a reply video. And a lot of these like titty streamers were doing these reply videos, and everyone hated them because they were using up all of the real estate on the sidebar and everything. And YouTube changed it. They changed the thing where it's not about clicks anymore. It's about watch time. They basically changed it overnight. So it does change from time to time. But I think a lot of these older YouTubers essentially just aren't changing for the times, and a lot of them are suffering for it.
So what does this mean? That's a good question for this. And the answer is, I don't know. Because
I have a theory.
Like, well, we've seen a lot of creators in random niches, you know, big, small, all across the board in the last 5 days. We're not talking like 3 months ago, a year ago. We're talking like in the last
they were.
5
Tyrant is talking about the last 5 days, but Shad's absolutely been talking about the last month, the last 6 months, the last year and a half, 2 years. He absolutely has. 5 days is just not enough. 5 days is like you do one bad video. Like most YouTubers don't even upload once a week.
Days alone.
That's affecting broader people. But I know niches and genres of content that have been getting hit hard for as long as we have been getting hit. The long form sword content, but D&D channels, it's a lot of the niche channels.
I agree, but in the last 5 days, we've seen apocalyptic, a jump off a cliff.
It's like all the bad trends that we've been seeing for the last year has just hit home. And
all right, the last 5 days. Or what is it actually over the last 5 days then? So over the last let's see. So over the last 5 days, I mean, they're down a little bit, like 33% over the last same period. But again, this could be caused by one simple video. See, they're getting 30,000 views, 10,000 views, 36,000 views. What was it like 3 months ago? This is not quite accurate. I'll give them that over the last week it's down 30%, but 1 week is not enough information.
Been ramped up to 11 in this last week.
And so that's what I'm more specifically talking about today.
Oh my goodness. He's shadow banned. Yeah.
Is this last week or so where something really changed. Now, I've seen some people float the idea that YouTube enabled restricted mode, and that is like hiding uploads from people. So
this is the Josh Strife Hayes thing. Not enough information here. There is a thing here, but this would not account for what Shad was talking about.
Maybe check your restricted mode. Maybe it's on or something like that. I don't know if I buy into that, but it is good to check it anyway.
It is good to check. I have a theory on what YouTube's subtle and now not so subtle rearrangement of recommendations has been over the past year to 2 years, and now it's really ramped up. And I call it the TikTokification of recommendations. Well,
it needs a better name. If that was a YouTube thumbnail, it would be not a good one.
I think YouTube has slowly and now quite drastically been trying to change recommendations to follow the TikTok model, which is based off of what the algorithm thinks people will like, not what people tell the algorithm they want to see, based on watch history and what they've subscribed to. Yeah. And that's been...
Yes, people watch content on what they watch and what they spend time on the channel doing. Yes, that's true. That's not algorithm, it's just the audience watching what they want to watch.
Being affected by shorts and the subtle and now extreme changes that have been going on. In broader conspiracy, and this is my opinion, but I do kind of wonder about this, right? So the top tier of creators, and that's really anyone who can pull in around 100,000 views, regularly, or even per upload, right? That constitutes like the top 1% of all creators on the platform. Yeah. Okay. Now everyone knows that they have been getting video recommendations for videos that are only like in the hundreds of views. Yeah. That there's been a big push on content that barely has any views at all, and a huge drastic.
I mean, so this is so that small channels can grow. That's good, surely.
Deprioritization on what you're subscribed to and established creators, and that's been really hitting your favorite creators really hard, us in particular. Okay, but I think YouTube's logic is this. If they can take away recommendations from that 1% and prioritize it to 99% to the point where that 1%'s views get dropped to around 10 to 20,000 views a video. But if they think, and I think it's going to fail, because there's a reason why
people are subscribed.
So it's communism of views? Our views, comrade. Is that what he's talking about?
People.
And why certain videos don't get views, but they push all these other videos. And if they think they can get that 99% to 10,000 to 20,000 views a video, they will multiply the viewership on YouTube by hundreds of times, right? And there's a subtle, I think, almost pernicious effect from this, because if...
Wait, no, this doesn't make sense at all. What is he talking about? So the idea is that there's a bunch of YouTubers, the what is it? Proletariat of the YouTubers? No, wait, the bourgeoisie of the YouTube. They're getting 100,000 subscribers, and they're going to redistribute 80,000 views to the small channels that only get 20,000 views a video. But there's still the same amount of views. So that you don't get 10 times more views if you redistribute 80% of the views to other people. It's still the same amount. Like if I have the cup of water, like and the big YouTuber has all of the money, if I pour this into 10 smaller cups, it's the same amount of water. That doesn't make sense. At least for watch time duration, because if it was being pushed to short form content, like if a 10-minute video could, in theory, become one 10-minute video view could become 10 short views, but it's the same watch time duration, and YouTube pays out based on watch time duration on shorts. So, is it financial abuse, chat? Is that what it is? Is it financial abuse? The chats are financially abusing me today with $1 super chats. Unlike Don, who gave me a $5 Australian, who said this man should have written notes for his rant if it's so important. I mean, he did say this was his wild conspiracy theory. I don't see how this is working. Yes, YouTube is financially dominating us right now. We're suffering as the YouTubers are suffering. Suffer, YouTubers. I mean, I'm suffering by not covering Charlie Kirk arrest tonight. That's a financial domination I'm doing to myself. That's self-financial domination. There was a big strategic mistake, but you know, I've already planned to do this.
Creator builds a large audience that they really invested and dedicated in watching that creator. That gives the creator power. And I don't think YouTube likes that. I don't think YouTube likes that people like PewDiePie could criticize them and reach millions of people. That could affect how YouTube is perceived and people's desires to watch it. And there have been creators who have gotten such a large audience that they have successfully migrated off of YouTube and took their audience with them.
To where? I mean, there has been successful Twitch people that have migrated off of Twitch. I don't know if there's been any YouTubers that have migrated off of YouTube. YouTube is where people come back to. Unless it's a live streamer. Like live streamers may be an example, maybe an exception, but live streaming is kind of a different beast. But this theory is better than the communism theory of views. Like, so YouTube's trying to break up large channels so that they can't have a certain amount of power and influence things in the way that they want to do. I can kind of understand that. However, it goes in contrast to what Shad was saying, that only the big YouTubers are the ones that are going to survive this. Like there's these big channels that aren't experiencing this yet, or they haven't experienced it at all, like Charlie or Asmongold or people like that, or Mr. Beast. So they're the big YouTubers that can do whatever they want. They're the ones that are going to be destroyed, but they're also the only ones that can survive. It can't be two things in this.
I don't know if I agree with it just because we have so many large creators at the moment. Like those ones like Moist Critical, right? Like they just bring in so many views no matter what, right?
I mean, I'm going to give Shad a point because he's got a guy disagreeing with him and he's not telling him to shut up, or he hasn't edited this out. I think this does a lot for the video to have a guy talking to Shad saying, no, I don't. He's actually just no. It's like, so Shad just gave his theory and he's just like, no, I don't think so. That's actually pretty base of Shad to include that. There's someone telling him he's wrong.
Them change, platform change, nothing affects them. So I just don't know if I agree with it.
I think only a few will survive like that. I think it would affect most. And for most users on the platform, they think it's great because they might go from getting 100 views to 1,000 views, and that's a boost. But they might not realize that the system is now being structured that you will never break higher than that. That everyone is going to be almost limited to 1,000 to 20,000 views on average. And the people who wanted the dream of becoming a creator that could make a career out of that, that's it. By the way, 1,000 to 20,000 views is impossible to sustain a career on.
Not if you're the quartering. You just pump out 20 videos a day.
That doesn't bring in enough revenue.
If you do daily uploads and stuff like that, maybe.
But to improve production value, to have employees, to actually build a business out of.
Actually, how much, out of curiosity, if you had 20,000 views a day times 365, so you could probably make a career out of this. Like 20,000 views, if it's daily uploads and you don't miss a single upload for an entire year, 7 million views could be around $40,000 if you do it correctly. So it's like minimum wage. It's like minimum wage, but you could make that a lifestyle. You couldn't make videos like Shadiversity, because he's got like 2 people, I think, that help him out. And they film a bunch of sword content. You'd have to be doing like news slop videos where you just like read off a, hey, everybody, it's the quartering. Let's see what Dexterto did today. Coffee brand coffee. Like those sort of videos, you could do that? Maybe? Maybe. It's certainly not, it's not castle money. That's true. That's true. That's certainly true.
That's impossible. And it would be impossible for us if not for our supporters. Yep. It's only our supporters that have enabled us to survive. But for most people who are thinking of the dream, they might see a boost and think that's good, but they don't realize that it seems like YouTube is being engineered to prevent any higher growth from that. They'll get the occasional video that might get 50,000 to 100,000 views, and I've seen that, and then every other video is still completely tanking in the 1,000 kind of view range.
So I have 2 points to bring up, and the first one is usually on these sorts of videos, because of how they're structured, paradoxically, they do well.
Yeah, because it's drama.
It's drama.
Yeah, like when Shad makes his, it used to be bi-yearly video about how his channel's been destroyed, but now it's down from 6 months to 1 month. The last time we talked about this was in August.
People click on it immediately when they see it, which tells YouTube, yes, send it out into the world. So rather paradoxically, they do quite well, and it brings in new viewers. So
why can't you just make drama videos every day? Just tell the audience your channel's being attacked every day, aka the quartering. It's like that old dumb joke, that they always use an example as a bad joke. Why don't they make the whole plane out of the black box? Just make the entire YouTube channel out of the my channel's under attack.
Video might do well. I mean, with how things are.
It might not, honestly. Yes.
But usually, historically, they will do kind of well. And the reason why is simply because of just the nature of the video.
I predict this video will only get 40,000 views at most.
40,000? Yeah, I'll probably.
How much did it get so far? It's currently at 60,000.
Probably say what, somewhere around there.
Yep.
Now, the second point that I wanted to bring up, what are we going to do if things stay the same? Because usually when we've had these things, there's ups and downs, there's ebbs and flows. You know, how YouTube works seasonally because of things, it can change. But the problem is,
I told you it was summer, chat. It's seasonal. Alex Channel with a 5,001 says, where's Shad example of channels benefiting from this new algorithm? That rerouted views must go somewhere else. That's a good point. Like, you should be seeing lots of channels that are being happy. But that's not the case. The problem is that with all of the people that complain about YouTube being destroyed, and maybe there is some legitimate problems, and I'm actually very curious to see about this Josh Strife Hayes data about the restricted mode and how there could be a secret version of video approval. That is actually very fascinating. Probably not as much to the audience as it is to me. But the problem with all of these channels, like there was that Gothic Therapy channel that was talking about YouTube killing the views, and they were completely wrong and had to come up with a cope video about why they were wrong. But they only ever include like channels that are also suffering. So they say, my channel's suffering. Let's go see if anyone else is suffering. Everyone that is currently suffering says my channel's suffering too. And they all use that to reaffirm their biases. Like, you need to include an even or similar amount of channels that are doing well to use as a control. Otherwise, you're just going to have of course, the people that are unhappy are going to be the ones that are going to be looking and being noisy because this squeaky wheel gets the grease.
is if views are this low, this bad, consistently, first off, making the videos literally just loses money. And secondly, it means that getting sponsorships is pretty much impossible for every creator because
you can't guarantee views.
You can't guarantee.
Yeah, this is a good point though. If you do have like if YouTube becomes unreliable for getting views, it will be very difficult to garner subscribers. Sponsors.
Views, you can't guarantee views, you can't get money. So this is really not good, is what I'm saying.
If any of you who are in a position to be able to throw us that $1 a month, right? If we were able to replace
$1 fucking
the 30% left of ad revenue that we get from YouTube with creator support, right? Suddenly we're free of YouTube's chains. Like we can just make content for our supporters. But we need that additional support.
$1, massa. Just $1 and I'm going to be free. I'm going to be off the plantation, the YouTube plantation. If you just give me $1, I'm going to get myself to the... I don't know. I don't know enough about anything. When was slavery happening? 1950s or something? I don't know. No, I'm just joking. But you got to help him. He's going to be a free man off the YouTube plantation.
So genuinely, if you guys can dig deep,
it's hell out here in the YouTube cotton fields. Like, it's back-breaking labor. I mean, in Shad's case, I guess he could break his back because he does sword content. But I mean, this is an issue for certain channels. You can just turn, like for me, I'm streaming right now. I just have to be in my room. It's very easy to do. It doesn't have really any costs involved whatsoever, except all the costs that goes into making my goober juice. That's the only cost that I have. But for Shad, going around there, that's expensive. And that's unfortunate. And there's a lot of travel content that I want to do, but that's really expensive. So sometimes you got to take an L and then hopefully it pays down the line, but it doesn't always turn out that way.
You guys, and appreciate anyone who is able to do that. Just $1 a month, it could make up that shortfall. And then we can explore other platforms to bring you the content. Like, I have an idea. If you cannot support the content, but want to get more reliable alerts of our content, you can sign up to Patreon as an unpaid member. And I'm thinking of posting our regular videos on Patreon as unpaid posts, which means you'll get an email alert of the content, right?
That's so fucking stupid. That is so bad. I'm trying to be very fair to Shad today, but that is such a terrible idea. So what he's saying is he's going to upload the videos for unpaid Patreon members, and they're going to be getting email. But then if they see the email notification, they're going to go to Patreon and watch it on Patreon. That means he won't be getting any ad revenue because Patreon doesn't do ad revenue, as far as I understand it. So he's going to be giving his videos away for free? What? Or the idea is that they see the video is, I guess he thinks that, no, it doesn't make any sense because you just post on Patreon, new upload, go check it out on YouTube. That's what you'd have to do. Like, you have to include a link in the Patreon post. If he uploads the videos on Patreon for free, anyone that watches on Patreon is not going to watch it twice. What are you talking about? This is some weird old man yells at cloud bullshit. What do you mean by that?
And so, genuinely, everyone watching this video, you can link in our description. You can go to Patreon to sign up as an unpaid supporter, and then we can upload our videos onto Patreon, and you'll get the email alert. We are in discussions with other platforms to bring our content to be hosted on other platforms.
Good platforms. That's right. Yeah. I'm going to cut you off, right?
Yes,
because I know
there's another topic.
Rumble.
Rumble
is shit.
Based. I thought, all right, very based. They get a base point for that. I've been telling people that Rumble is shit for so long. The fact that they actually came out and said, like, it's not Rumble. We're thinking about changing out for YouTube. Not Rumble, by the way. Get fucked, Rumble. Rumble is such a piece of shit website. It doesn't work well. It's not good. It's loaded with garbage ads. You've got the quartering over there reading fucking AI stem cell cocoa bean ads that use Joe Rogan AI as well. Like, no. Rumble, stop recommending Rumble. Rumble is a trash site, especially for creators. Like, it's a trash site when I try to use it to watch stuff, but it's even worse when I try to upload stuff. I had a Rumble representative reach out to me, and he's like, "Oh, you got to make a Rumble page. Just make it." It's like, first of all, it's frustrating as hell because you have to make like an account and then a channel page, and then sometimes you upload to your regular account and sometimes your channel page. It's so frustrating. And then you just get, there's no discoverability. The only people that have anything on Rumble are just people that are like angry at YouTube for political reasons and go over there. It's purely a political website. And people might say, well, we hope it'll be good one day. Sure, okay. If it gets better one day, that's nice. And maybe I'll look at it again if it gets better in the future. Not the case right now. Not whatsoever. Now, Kick was able to kind of do this, escape the Rumble trap, because Kick also started as a website that was kind of for people that were like disenfranchised from Twitch. But they actually succeeded in that. I actually strongly believe that Kick can kill off Twitch at this point, because Twitch keeps doing these very, very stupid things. It would really only take Twitch going down for a week, like if Amazon Web Servers like fucked out, and I know that Kick is on Amazon Web Servers as well, but like for some reason people couldn't access Twitch for a week. Twitch could actually just take over the entire market. Blazer with a 2 says free our meme stream. I'd buy that for $1. Yeah, everyone in chat is free right now. You're all free, chat. Well, actually, that's not true. You have to subscribe.
We want Rumble to succeed. We've tried it. I know creators that have done deals with them and like tried their very best to grow their Rumble audience for a year complete.
So in terms of the UI, the player experience, it's actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. But the problem is there is no organic discoverability. There's no audience. There's no views. There's no real ad revenue there. I know a lot of you guys are immediately going to go into the comments and go to Rumble. It's, competitive to YouTube, it just really, there's nothing there, man.
It's a problem.
Which is sad, though,
But also, you know what? Like, it's a small thing, but it is almost the straw that broke the camel's back, because I was trying to consistently put our uploads on Rumble. You need to upload completely separately. We can't, a mirror upload.
It's not a mirror thing, yeah.
Rumble has a 15 gig video limit.
Yeah.
And most of our videos...
That's tiny. That's tiny. I've uploaded videos at like 50 gigabytes before that nobody ever saw. I have 100 gigabyte videos that have less than 10 views on various channels. In fact, I use YouTube as free storage. I have unlisted channels where I upload unlisted videos where I just store stuff because they've got unlimited storage. YouTube is really good for that. I'm probably personally responsible for terabytes and terabytes of wasted space that nobody's ever going to see.
Are in 4K and are over 15 gig.
Yeah.
And so to upload Rumble, then we need to render out a completely additional version of the video.
What I would do is I would download it from YouTube in 4K and use YouTube's compressor.
Oh, that is garbage.
It's like a whole...
But you got to go through all these new,
I mean, if the man can't even set his autofocus correctly, I don't know if he should be complaining about video compression on YouTube. It's actually fairly decent.
Throw all these new hoops, right? To just get the content uploaded on Rumble as well. And there is no viewership, no discoverability, like 400 views.
Yeah.
Like
I think
100, and at the very most, the video does well, 1,000 views. It's just not worth it.
That's insane, right? Like, that's insane.
Especially with the hassle that you have to go through to render out a whole dedicated video, everything like that. And
so we've tried it.
Yeah.
It's just real. There's a reason why when it first came out, a lot of creators did try and go over there and try and give it a good fair go, and it was just really bad.
You guys want to see my? It's not Jenkum. Look, it's developing its Croissant line. Oh my goodness, it's like it's getting all fuzzy, foamy up there. Nothing bad going on here. Don't look, chat. In 4 weeks, this is going to look amazing, and you're going to. What the fuck is that? Drano? No, it's this. This is so this is an experiment. I decided to not mix the honey into my mead. Okay, this is a mead, so it's honey wine. Pay no attention to the balloon up here. Okay. I decided not to mix the honey to see what happens if the yeast will eat through it. Okay. Normally, it's not the Guna bottle. Stop saying that. Okay. And this is just butterfly PT, but I mixed in some cinnamon and clove. So it actually smells really nice. But it's purple because butterfly PT goes blue or purple based on the acidity content. But alcohol and honey is slightly acidic. That's why it's purple. In time, it'll look fine. Okay, just believe me on this. I'll be putting updates in the Discord. Maybe daily uploads of the Goon bottle. No, not the Goon bottle. What do I call it? A Goober bottle. Oh my goodness, it's moonshine. Yeah.
Unless Rumble puts people's content on their front page, I don't see anyone getting views. And I have reports of people who have talked to the people inside Rumble who have said that they don't have plans in trying to grow their regular videos. They focus on live streams. Rumble is a live streaming platform.
Which is wild because their video player stuff is actually really good.
It's decent.
I've found that Rumble's player is so bad because YouTube is so good to watch around the world because they archive their videos in different data centers around the entire global network. Rumble doesn't have that infrastructure. So if you're in America, maybe the Rumble video player is fine. But if you're in like Japan, I have to download the video to the Japan local server first. It's not automatically uploaded and then play it. So my playback issues are really, really terrible.
It works, but there's no discoverability, and it doesn't support large video content over 15 gig. And our content is only.
Are you talking about the homunculus video that was parodied on the Smiling Friends? Because I only know about that homunculus video because of the Smiling Friends. I didn't realize. I thought it was just a random parody they were doing, but I do know what you're talking about.
Long form large videos, and so it's just not a place that's viable yet. If it is.
And this is something that I'm kind of not mentioning, but like long form podcasts are actually doing very, very well. Things like EFAP, like 8-hour content, is doing very well and is being promoted. In fact, people accuse EFAP of gaming the YouTube system by doing long content because they decided to go long their entire career, and it's finally paying off. It previously going long was a very bad idea, but now it's actually very, very good.
I'll go there, but we've tried it out. We'll try it out again in the future, but at the moment, it's dead in the water for us.
Yeah. I thought we should bring that up because I know.
But there are other platforms that we are talking
that
with
are viable and that actually are really good fit.
Really, really good.
And
fit.
hopefully,
if it goes ahead, right, I am at a point where I'd be okay with all Shadiversity content going on there as the primary platform for people to find and watch us. And
what are you talking about? Like, does anyone know what this is? Is there an alternative platform to what could it possibly be? The only video platforms that I know about are active at the moment is YouTube, Rumble, and maybe Odyssey. I mean, obviously, Kick and Twitch exist, but those are like not for live streams. I mean, those are for live streams. What are they talking about? Is it a new competitor? If it's a new competitor, but no, it's not going to work. I mean, maybe it would work in the future, but like not for years at a time. It's going to take years and years and years to develop. DLive? Who thinks so? Is it Stream.me? Is it making a comeback?
Using YouTube as, I don't know, one video a week with promotion to other content that they can find on the platforms that matter.
Yeah,
like maybe YouTube is becoming less and less viable looking into the future. I think that they're making changes that they legitimately want to kill the current creator economy or the creator economy that used to exist.
Well, I mean, that's a general thing that we've spoken about with general trends. Like I said, this video is a little bit more about last 5 days. These last 5 days have been insanely
crazy. Everyone has been seeing
tens of thousands.
I get so many emails from like Chinese companies that they're saying like, "Can we put all your videos on Bilibili? You'll make $20,000 a month." It's all bullshit. Nico, yeah, Nico probably.
Sometimes in some people's cases, hundreds of thousands. Like it is. they changed something. We don't know what it is. Other creators, random creators, different niches across the board, large, small, doesn't matter. They've all noticed it.
And the drop is between 50 to 90% viewership.
Yeah, it's huge and immediate though.
No. I've been seeing maybe 10, maybe 20, 50 to 90% drop. That's like the only literally the only person that I've noticed that with is Camelot, and Camelot specifically is live streaming when he went from like 1,000 to 100. I don't know what happened with him. I would assume that his problems are more related to his friend group, if I had to guess, or someone was viewbotting him. I mean, I don't want to suggest that he was doing it by himself, but like it may be the case that one of his viewers was viewbotting him to make him feel better, and then they cut that down. Because viewbots have been getting cracked down quite a bit recently on various platforms, but YouTube not so much, because he does have a very strange dynamic where he has like a wildly successful streams, monetarily wise, but very small viewership, which isn't the case for many people. So maybe it is possible that he has some sort of crazy Saudi backer or something, but I don't know what happened in his case. But that's the one example, like literally the one example that I can find where someone has a 90% drop. I don't think it exists for anybody else.
This isn't like a gradual thing.
Like last week,
one video to the next.
Bang!
Yeah.
And the fact that then you get the occasional video that does well, which shows there are people interested in the content, there's an audience there, anything like that. But then the next video gets 1/10 of the views, right? That is a broken system.
Yeah.
And
or it's a system where you don't know what you're doing. Like if you're having these mistakes that are doing very well, you need to learn from those mistakes and see why they're successful.
No creator can make a career out of such unreliable, inconsistent performance.
And that I think is that's the thing I think we should...
I mean, like there are people that literally make their money betting on stock trades, but YouTubers are like, YouTubing is more fragile than being a high frequency stock trader.
End up on is that even if you wanted to be creative, if you're somebody watching YouTube, whether you're a big creator, small creator, or even if you're just someone aspiring to be a YouTuber, I think this just clearly shows that at a drop of a hat, YouTube can and will just
destroy your career.
And so you really have to sit back and think, is like, wow, is this
musicians is a really good example too, because like that's probably one of the largest sectors that have like people that just never make anything.
And ending off on the only way that I feel creators are going to be able to survive in the future is through viewership support. That's the only way.
I mean, I do think there will be a greater push towards creators being supported directly from their fans. I think that can be a good thing in many ways, because then you've got a more close line to what the people actually want. So I think going forward, I should probably focus on this as well. Like try and actually build up like a very like loyal bonds and things like that, and maybe move stuff off of YouTube in just as a precaution. But at the moment, I think I'm fine doing what I'm doing. But I don't have 5 Mormon children to feed or whatever.
We have only been able to survive thanks to you guys.
That's a Shad thing, by the way, not a Nick thing. Shad, I don't think he's Mormon anymore, but they were Mormon and they were previously Mormon. I'm not sure if he's currently Mormon.
You guys are legends, and if you want to continue to ensure that we get that sustainability, especially that ad revenue is consistently getting worse, and we're not making money each month. We're actually losing a bit of money each month because ad revenue going low. We really do need that additional support. So if any of you are in the position to support with that $1, a month, $12 in the year, okay, or more, we're tremendously grateful for anyone who's able to, contribute more. We make great exclusive content, as good as our mainstream content. What about our last videos, the Daynax videos? That video freaking rocks.
Did he say Datamax videos? Like Kurt?
Almost breaking exclusive content, as good as our mainstream content. What about our last videos, the Daynax videos? That video freaking rocks.
Did anyone else hear Datamax? I guess it's Dayton X or something, but I heard Datamax.
Almost break the camera. And that's what we're making more and more exclusive.
If he had like the sound effect, like the whoop, 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 while he's spinning, that would be a really good thing.
Content, because that's the way that we're able to survive.
Okay, Daynax.
It's wild, man.
It is uncertain times. Really uncertain times.
And so I've been trying to warn anyone who is willing to listen how these changes in the YouTube algorithm was damaging our channel and how they were threatening other channels and how it would get worse going into the future. Here is a compilation of the many clips of me explaining the very thing that many YouTubers are now noticing because it's affecting them. It is now plain to see that the type of content as it has existed in the past will never be the means to be able to sustain a large channel in the future or support a business. The fundamental problem that is at play here.
What's the other guy's name's channel? Tyrant or something? He said he was suffering too. I want to see his channel. Does anyone know? Just write the channel name in the chat or something.
Which is affecting multiple channels, not just myself. Content that is solely and only about the sword itself history, usage especially, barely gets any attention or promotion in the algorithm these days. I've been noticing this trend for over a year now. I literally made a video a year ago pointing out the things that I had noticed that now many people, many, and I mean many how-to-do YouTube channels are saying the same type of things that I was saying a year ago in terms of this is what the algorithm seems to be prioritizing more. In the recommendation of these videos to new audiences, barely are happening at all. And what this actually happens, okay, the result that causes this type of thing, the content itself is not getting shown to new viewers. Because we're not the only channel that's facing this. I mentioned in the last video, other channels have been reporting on this.
I'm going to skip over this part because he's just trying to prove he was right along. But like they're saying that these changes happened in the last couple of months, right? Like the last 5 days. But then you were talking about it for years. Maybe something did change. Maybe Shad is right now, but like that doesn't explain your previous fall off. Unless Shad was ground zeros for the testing. He's like literally the Wuhan wet market for the YouTube pandemic or whatever.
Our content and others.
That's what these guys
They
are
are deprioritizing content from the friends, for example, if it's a social network. They're
this is I think Media. I think that's what it is. This is true. Like on Facebook, YouTube, and things, they are trying to desensitize people from subscribers bases. But again, we already know that.
Prioritizing it
And
from
that's not
businesses,
the cause
and they're also
of
deprioritizing
what's
it from
happening here.
subscribers.
And when I pointed it out a year ago, there were critics and haters mocking me for it,
Haters?
accusing me that my content was now completely trash, even though the type of content and quality had not changed. If any,
I wish someone would call me out as a hater. That's what I need. I need to start. That sounds really bad. I wish someone would call me out as a hater, though. Like, do you know what happens if you call out your haters? They win. Like, let's take a look what happened. What do you think happened to iDubbbz when he called out Andy in PvP? This is what happened. This is what happened. If you call out your haters, they just make more money. It's so funny. They're eating lobster and steak at the same time. I didn't even know you could do this. Like, I guess it's like an American surf and turf or something. Like, I've had shrimp on a steak before, but lobster tail together with steak, that seems a bit weird. Is that weird? Is it an American thing? Am I just from a poor country that can't afford lobster tails? Like, just having a big steak and then equal amount of lobster tail seems very weird to me. But they look good for them. Good for them. It's normal in Australia, really. But I'm from Australia. I've never had lobster tail on a steak. I guess I'm actually just poor. I've had shrimp on steak, surf and turf, yeah, but I've never had lobster tail specifically. I mean, we have different lobsters though. Like we have crayfish more so than like the American lobster with the big claws.
the quality increased and claiming I'd alienated all of my audience. Now, of course, those people were liars and idiots because you didn't have to pay too much attention to realize a couple of things. All of us have the occasional video, myself included, that does do well in the current environment. I have a number of videos since making, the video talking about the issues that are at play here, well over 500,000 views, or if not more. These are outliers, the exceptions to this new standard, but it really does show that there is still a large audience of people that like to watch this content, are willing to consume this content if it was just recommended to them. Because when I look at those videos that have done really, really well, the conversion from impressions to views are the same, if not actually a bit lower than much of my other content. What that means
we
is
reviewed this
most
video
of my other
previously.
content was just given the same amount of recommendations in the algorithm as my successful videos. They would get the same, if not more views than my most successful.
I'm going to skip over this into the next point because we saw this last time we looked at shad, seeding and coping.
For ideological reasons. The proof is very clear.
I don't buy this ideological suppression. It's because he's a Christian white male or something. I don't think that you get shadow banned for that. Like the only real shadow bans that actually happened were because it can happen, but it's only for stuff like it was literally just the COVID stuff. That's the only time you're actually getting shadow banned. Everyone else just uses shadow ban as like an excuse why they're not doing better.
And as I mentioned, it's not just affecting me. People probably don't understand how much viewership is not determined by quality or the amount that people actually want to watch it, but how much YouTube is willing to promote and push a video, how many impressions it gives, all right? And I've been seeing this directly with my Shadiversity content, okay? The click-through rate and conversion between...
Stefan Molyneux is a different one. That's a different case entirely. Like if you're going really extremist, then yes, you can get shadow. But I'm talking about Shadiversity. Shadiversity isn't getting shadow banned because he's making sword content and he has a family and he's a straight male. There's people like Nick Fuentes, Stefan Molyneux. During the elections, there was some stuff like that. Sure. In fact, some people actually got a boost from the elections because they had to sell a bunch of ads to Republicans. So some people actually got a boost from the elections. But there is certain types of content, but unless it's like really extreme, you're not getting shadow banned. Like one of the most frustrating things you'll see is like a Twitter account or something. They've got like 10 followers and they'll post something and nobody responds to them and like, I'm getting shadow banned. Elon Musk is shadow banning me. They don't want my truth to like it's just pure cope most of the time. Like 99% of the time, you're not shadow banned. It's just that people aren't resonating with the content or you have no audience.
How many views I get versus how many recommendations is the same. It's been on the channel for years. All right. And so people are showing just as much interest and enjoyment in the content, but views are falling off a cliff. And you go to the analytics. Why? It's directly correlated. Directly with impressions. Impressions are the lowest they have ever been on the channel. YouTube has basically decided to kill off long form sword content, and it's been hitting.
YouTube has decided that the long form sword content is no longer applicable. There's a list. There's like a Hunger Games, and they've got all the YouTube different niches are like lined up in a line. Oh, that's a bit redundant. Whatever. And they're like, all right, who's it going to be? And they're cocking their gun. We've got to get rid of either makeup tutorials or long form sword content. All right, sorry, sword boys. It's not. No, if you. I mean, if YouTube doesn't decide to get rid of certain content things, unless it's like guns is one that is actually being suppressed. Gun content is very hard to do on YouTube. Swords do not have that same problem. There isn't a massive sword epidemic that they're trying to like curb or anything. Nothing like that. I mean, if what Shad was saying was true and they were cutting off certain topics, then that would mean that that new topics could never ever grow, because if there's only these spaces that are relegated to a certain amount of views, how could you possibly grow a new space? It just wouldn't make sense.
All creators of long sword form content across the board. Okay, my YouTube rep, I have a YouTube rep, right? She literally said to me, "Subscribership is a vanity metric now. It means nothing."
This is true.
You do not get your
subscribership is a vanity metric after the first 1,000.
And I have over 1 million subscribers on Shadiversity. That's how I was able to pull in 100 to 150,000 views per video, because YouTube was recommending my content to my subscribers. And that is how niche content was able to thrive, because sword content is niche content. It's never going to be able to compete or be more popular than Mr. Beast content. It's a niche content. But the fewer people that were interested in that content, they would still get the content because they were able to say, YouTube, recommend me this content when they subscribe. That's what subscribing meant. Subscribing, and especially bell notification, was telling YouTube, I want to see that content recommended to me more. YouTube has now said, screw you.
Can we get a quick poll? How many people actually ring the bell on YouTube? Let's be honest. Let's be honest with people for a second. How often do you ring the bell? Like, do you subscribe and ring the bell? This isn't to me, but like, I don't ring the bell. Like, I subscribe and then I unring the bell because I don't want to be notified, because I hate getting notifications. Now, if you really do want to get every stream, then, you know, obviously ringing the bell is that, like, this is like really, I'm making things bad for myself, because I should be telling you that the only thing that matters is to subscribe and ring the bell. That's the strategic way to do things. But I'm being honest. I never ring the bell on any channel because I don't want to have notifications on my phone at any time. Like, anytime I get a notification, I'm upset, and I just want to clear that notification. That's why I have a clean Gmail inbox. And people that have that like fucking Gmail inbox, it's like 1,000 unread mails. I hate you. Okay, that drives me nuts. I turn off notifications for everything. I join Discord servers and I mute everything immediately. That's the kind of person that I am. But maybe I'm different. I don't know. Am I so strange? Am I so strange?
We're going to only recommend you the content we want you to watch. And this has been confirmed by YouTube insiders. I actually give multiple clips of multiple people pointing this out in my video, Sword Content is Dead. It's the one I do on Shadiversity. And I show multiple insiders saying, yeah, subscribership means nothing.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube has made some changes.
Something within YouTube itself has changed. The algorithm has changed. Something has changed. And it's, whatever it is, it's not helping.
Here's kind of what's going on. The social platforms, all of the social platforms, they are deprioritizing content.
Something strange is happening on YouTube. They just made a big update on their algorithm, and I've never seen anything like this in my 10 years on YouTube.
Social media and YouTube is rapidly changing.
I think the unintended consequence will be they are probably going to kill YouTubers the way we know them today.
Who is this guitar Indian guy? Does anyone subscribe to this guy? Electric Guitar Indian Man? Is this like a music channel or something? This is a very weird one to include.
Intended consequence will be they are probably going to kill YouTubers the way we know them today.
The kind of video and topic that used to get at least 100,000 views, if more, now tends to be stuck at 20, 30, 40, something like that.
These numbers now, followers, subscribers, size of network, are useless.
You know, that used to be way higher and that keeps going down and down and down and down and down. You know, it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong. It makes you feel like no matter what you do, no matter what improvements you try to make.
Basically, what you're saying is that we are seeing more content from strangers than we are from the channels we're subscribed to.
They are deprioritizing.
So like this guy, Think Media, his channel is about growing a YouTube channel. And all of those channels are kind of scams. They're snake oil salesmen because they all tell you if you just follow this simple 10 guides and you will be a successful YouTuber. And this is the guy that's selling the shovels during a gold rush. And he does very well. But like every video they do is like how to gain on YouTube, like how to gain views on YouTube. And it's like, if it was so simple, then there'd be an actual one strategy that works. And there simply isn't. Like you can be consistent. Consistency is the most important part, obviously. But like they're always like, here's the secret. You're just not tagging it. No, tagging it doesn't mean shit in videos really anymore. And you just gotta, like the only thing, just be consistent and make good thumbnails and titles. That's literally all you can do. And then the rest of it's just luck. But like all these channels are like, oh, we know the deepest secrets and everything. Not really.
Prioritizing content from,
because like it's one of those things. If you watch these channels and you're a small channel, it feels like you're getting so much information that's going to help you, but it never really helps you because if you get a bigger YouTube channel, you stop watching them. So they're actually incentivized to not help you. Kind of like in the same way a personal trainer keeps you fat.
the friends, for example, if it's a social network, they're deprioritizing it from businesses, and they're also deprioritizing it from subscribers. And everybody on YouTube that has worked really hard to grow a big subscriber base can understand this. And Sean, you know this really well, right? You've got like 1 million plus subscribers on one of your channels, and you and I both know that they do not see ever all of the content, despite all this work and all these years of work that you put in.
YouTube is now determining recommendations based on the larger amounts of popularity. And so it only pushes popular content, and that has been killing off.
How do things become popular, though?
Niche content, not just sword, long-form sword YouTubers, a lot of them, right? And so views, I can confirm, are 100% driven near directly by YouTube based on how many impressions it's willing to give certain contents. And so this video here, the only way it could possibly have reached nearly 400 million views is if YouTube is pushing it like a banshee.
So YouTube is pushing the video, washing your face is easy and fun? Oh, we really got to push the video. Washing your face is easy and fun. We got a lot of Indians are joining YouTube, and we just got to let them know how to do it, because we're just not. And what is the second most viewed video for like this rank is like a Korean video? 400 million views. That's more than there's literally more views on this video than there are Koreans. What do you mean? What do you mean here? What do you mean here? Oh my goodness. Maybe it's just like popular videos get into a virtuous cycle where more people watch it, it becomes really popular, then people want to see why it's popular. So that absolutely does happen. But like, what do you mean YouTube is pushing the wash your face video?
Why is the algorithm pushing this so insane?
I gotta see this. I gotta see this fucking video. I'm in the cycle now. Washing your face is easy and fun. I have never heard this before. Why is this video so popular? All right, this is a 20-second video. Oh my fucking god! It's a kids or something. What is this? This is the video. The 3 million likes. We like that video. 600 million views.
Clean your hands. Clean your cheeks.
Am I gonna get a copyright stream for this?
Clean your nose.
Chandler's Little Loop. I mean, it's just farming off of children impressions. That's what I assume. It's probably played in like all day in like kids playlists or something. This is replacing sword content. Shad, why don't you just wash your face in video then, if it's so easy?
Much. People watch it. This is going to be a question that's going to be hanging in the air. I don't necessarily know why the algorithm decided to push that content like to nuclear levels, okay? But after people click on it, they have the choice to stay and finish the view, or get a long enough amount of seconds for it to be counted as a view. I'm glad someone brought up this, because one of the other proofs in the pudding about YouTube being the algorithm being the thing that is more largely determining what content gets huge views on the platform.
To replace every time he says algorithm with audience. So the audience is deciding what gets popular on YouTube.
Platform versus the quality of the content. Do you remember the fidget spinner phase?
Oh yeah, that was big for.
Oh my goodness, we're going on the fidget spinner cope. Old man yells at fidget spinners.
Wild.
Actually, I think Shad and I are like the same age.
Something in the algorithm triggered the algorithm.
He might be younger than me, actually.
To push fidget spinner videos. They flooded the platform for a period there.
It's a fucking fad. When I was a kid, it was chatterings. Did anyone else in the chat? Any chattering bros in the chat? I've coped about chatterings before. Chatterings were literally steel rings, and they had like bolts around them, and you spin them, and they make this like sound. They're really popular in New Zealand. When I was a kid, chattering gang like this. This is a chattering. Is this the first time you've ever seen a chattering, chat? And you have to keep moving it, and they'll perpetually keep the things chattering as long as you keep moving the thing around. It's like a momentum thing. This is the first time. You guys never seen chatterings before? Look, if you drink an entire thing of this, the chattering seems like a really good idea. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah, it's just a fad. Kids are interested in the fucking fidget spinners so that they watch the fidget spinner videos.
Yeah, because of, I don't know, some weird feedback loop or something like that, that if you just started making fidget spinner content, it will get crazy views. And this is proof in the pudding that these videos...
Does Shadiversity have a fidget spinner video? Please tell me he does. A fidget spinner. No, there's no fidget spinner sword. Oh man. What are you doing, Shad? You knew the kids loved the fidget spinners. You didn't attach a fidget spinner to a sword?
Videos sucked, by the way. But when people don't get given any other options...
It literally... They sucked. YouTube is forcing me to watch fidget spinner videos, and I can't get any videos of my sword content. This is literally old man yells at fidget spinners. It's great.
And that's,
this is the best part of the video.
I see this as 1 million views. Do you know something that attracts people to watch a video? Is if it has 1 million crazy views, because they're wondering, what's special about this video? Yeah, what?
Big fidget spinner can't keep getting away with it. They're taking all the views from the innocent, hardworking YouTubers.
What's so good about it? Everyone's watching it. There must be something in it. And I actually legitimately think that can create a feedback loop of getting people to watch it then more.
Yeah, that's called popularity.
Just to find out what the hell is this weird piece of crap. And then they stick around because they're confused. I mean, when does it get good? Why is so many views? And that might actually really do it. But yeah, fidget spinners is a perfect example of the algorithm deciding that a content is going to be popular and pushing it and artificially making it crazy views.
It's the reverse. Kids, for whatever reason, thought that they loved fidget spinners, and because fidget spinners were popular, content about fidget spinners arrived. And yes, that made fidget spinners more prevalent and increased their popularity. But the fidget spinners are popular first, and then the content comes. What do you mean?
When the videos still sucked. You know, another point of reference about views is directly driven by just the arbitrary decision of the algorithm to determine how many impressions it will get. You know, I had a video recently that got over 800,000 views. Yeah, that's great.
This is a really good thumbnail. So this video, anime did it and it was awesome. 800,000 views. Just make more videos like this. This thumbnail is really good for a couple of reasons. First of all, he's got a really surprised soy face. That's always good. I don't like doing it, but it's really effective. He's like, oh, he's surprised, so he's intrigued. Humans immediately react to this. That's a good thing. This anime did it. This is a fantastic thing to say because it's like the anime did what? You can only answer this question by watching the video. So it creates intrigue. Now, the title's a little bit not as good. It says this anime did it and it's awesome. So the problem here is that he's like doubling up. You want to have like a thumbnail that has like a thumbnail and a title that play off each other. So like maybe like this anime did it and then something else like how did they get away with it or something like that. You know, that's not a good example, but that's what I'm talking about. Like doubling up on the text and the thing is a bad thing. Now, that's not saying that I don't do this sometimes as well, but this is like for a lot of reasons, this is a fantastic video. What did the anime do? Is it a popular anime? He's got the soy face. He's got the surprise face. This is really good, and it's very simple. And like, there's only really 3 elements here. That's also a very good strategy. You've got the anime swordsman, so you're going to get the kind of the views from the anime thing. You've got the text, that's 1 element, and then you've got the soy face, that's 1 element. That's 3 elements. That's about as much as you want. This is a very good thumbnail. Now, if I had to guess what the anime did, it would be they represented swords accurately, but I can't answer this question without watching the video. So that's probably why it did 800,000 views.
The question is, this video is no different to the other content that I make on Shadiversity, right? There's nothing special.
All right, there's nothing special about this video. Let's have a look. It's clickbait. It's not clickbait in necessarily. Like, clickbait is only clickbait if you promise something and don't deliver on it. If you promise something like this anime did it, and then you actually watch it and you're like, oh, the anime did do something and it was impressive, that's not clickbait. That's just enticing content. It's like click blessing somebody. Where is that video? Where is that video? Indiana Jones, fake steel. Oh, here it is. This anime did it. There you go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So here's another one with anime. You've got Freyren's staff, Freyren's staff, deadly. And then you've got, we gave her the Zweihander. Okay. Or he gave her a Z-hander, so it's another anime one, but it did less views. I mean, this one, like, this is a pretty good example, these 2 ones. So this anime did it. What did the anime do? There's a question here. He gave her a Zweihander. I already know that if I watch this video, it'll be about this chick getting a Zweihander. So I don't need to watch this video. This is the difference in what thumbnails can make. It's pronounced Zweihander. Is that it? Zweihander. I guess I haven't been watching enough Shadiversity. I don't know how to pronounce all the sword names.
About this video, but it's reviewing an anime, and I've done that. I've done that heaps. Done it recently, and views have been so crushed on my channel so much recently that it was
so crushed. He's forced to make anime content.
Why did this run? The click-through rate isn't anything special. The conversion. What happened is YouTube decided to feed it a crazy amount of recommendations and pushed it to over 800,000 views. It could do that with any one of my.
No. YouTube didn't just decide. It probably is a very good video. And it has a very good title and has a very good thumbnail. It's not just random chance. It's not just some guy in YouTube. Evil Eddie is like flicking the switch on this time for some reason, and you just get all the views. That's not how it works.
Videos and push it to crazy views. It's just arbitrarily this time. It's like, oh, we'll give you a bone. We'll give you some more impressions this time. I have other videos.
There's literally like the department of keeping Shad just happy enough to keep making videos. Where there's like one guy, and he's like, all right, you got to give Shadiversity 1 video with 1 million views every month. So he keeps making the content, but doesn't get enough, mad enough to actually leave. That's like the secret, like specifically trolling Shad department. That'd be very funny.
Way better than that one. I have other videos that are very similar to that one with content that the people who watch the video would be really interested in seeing the other one. But
which one was it? Which anime was it?
I reviewed the combat validity in an anime called From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman.
Okay. It's like a common one. I thought
an isekai or something.
Like something with sword.
Not even a big anime, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, maybe Freerin, or if he did like Apothecary Diary or something like that. Like, oh, that makes sense. But I hadn't even heard of that one.
Yeah. Dude, I did a Freerin video and it got totally just crushed, bombed.
All right. Wait, I only saw one Freerin video. So, but this Freerin video is like members only. Did you make another Freerin video? I mean, if you make a video members only the members can see it, of course it's going to do bad. Deadly. This anime staff could be lethal. I mean, maybe he made it members only as a cope or something. But like, if it's members only, then is there any other Freerin videos? I don't see any others. I think it's just he said it's members only. He doesn't realize.
Completely. And Freerin is a way more popular anime than Country Bumpkin. You know, like there's just no consistency and no control. It's just if the algorithm is willing to promote it. And for a lot of types of content, it's saying, nah, you can die. Screw you. That's the reality where things are. And for AI, well, this type of content, well, for some reason, yeah, it has been getting pushed quite a lot.
Yeah, because this was that AI superheroes was farming children's interaction.
I do not have a bias against AI-made content for the sake of its AI. I judge it based on the quality of the content. If it is good, I'm perfectly happy for us to be flooded with high-quality AI images, works, videos, everything. I think more great, good quality artwork, videos, whatever, is better for the human race.
I don't think he believes this. Because if we're to believe what he's saying, and that those garbage videos are stealing all the views, and his views are going to the AI videos, he clearly is upset about that. So it's a fine thing to say you don't care about the AI, but like you're complaining that your views are going elsewhere, allegedly. Like I'm not convinced that YouTube has flipped the switch just yet. There are a couple of irregularities, I will admit, but Shadiversity has not yet convinced me that YouTube is oppressing him. The world's most punished man continues to be, in my eyes, actually not being punished.
Race, give us an unending amount of great art, right? But if there is a deluge of crap content which drowns out your ability to find good content, that's a bit of an issue. And you know why it's an actual bit of an issue?
That's what'll happen though. Like if you're okay with AI content, if it's good AI content, there's no way for a human to compete with good AI content. Now, I have a theory that AI content will never quite be good enough to replace humans, and that humans will actually crave human-made content specifically because it is not AI content. So that's why I'm not worried about it. But a lot of people say that's cope. That's fine. But in Shad's world, he's fine with AI, and he knows that it can be massively outproduce him. So he should be concerned about it, in theory.
See, once upon a time, once upon a time, we used to have this remarkable tool. I think it was a great tool, actually, where you were able to curate.
And like this is also kind of funny because like this is like some guy that works in a like boutique steakhouse. He's like, "You fucking rat, McDonald's! McDonald's is garbage. You should be coming into my steakhouse. No, I can't make a billion burgers a minute. I can only make one steak an hour. But I should be getting more money than McDonald's because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much love and effort and care you put into your videos. Do people like them? That's the only thing that matters, is making the audience happy. If you can't make the audience happy, they're not going to watch your content.
The type of content you wanted to be recommended. How did we used to do that, LitDev?
Like a subscriber thing? Like if
wow!
I like this channel, so I'm going to subscribe to it?
You mean we could actually once upon a time subscribe to a channel and curate the recommendations, and we could tell YouTube, this is the content that we... Wow!
What a novel idea.
That's amazing.
Someone send this to YouTube.
Someone should invent that, LitDev. Holy crap. Because guess what? I've been wondering what could actually solve the problem. And ironically, this could friggin' solve the problem, you retards. But YouTube have taken that away. Subscriptions mean nothing now. And then we get recommended absolute crap.
Also, bring it down.
I think like I actually would be in favor though of changing it so that you only get, I mean, if you subscribe to a channel, you do get recommendations from it. Like the old style, I actually think that would be better for YouTube. But if that happened, it would be like an apocalypse. Like you would see channels which have like millions and millions of subscribers go down to 10,000 subscribers overnight. Like by Shadiversity, like if he really wants this, hit all his content being sent out to all his subscribers, and if they don't see his content, they get unsubscribed or something. So he would jump down from a 1.6 million channel overnight to a 23,000 subscriber or 62,000 subscriber. Would he be happy with that? I don't think so. I think it would be good though. But then again, it's a very easy position for me because, I mean, I would lose like probably 19,000 subscribers. But then it doesn't really matter anyway because I'm mostly focused on live streams on this channel.
Maybe not the thumbs down button.
Oh my god!
Bring
yes!
that back.
Bring back the friggin' thumbs down button. And oh, look at this! I remember searching for things. Yeah, do you remember when YouTube search actually gave you results that you were looking for?
Yeah, Google search and I'll agree with him on this point. YouTube search and Google search have been trash lately, and I'm actually surprisingly finding myself going to other sites like DuckDuckGo because I can't get the results that I want via Google.
Like YouTube search at the moment is ass. It is so crap. Oh man. This is pissing me off, dude, because the answer is actually far more simple than I was thinking. All YouTube needs to do is allow people to curate their recommendations. That's all. Now, people might say, oh, you can use the subscribe tab. Why don't people use the subscribe tab? Because people do want to discover new content. People still want to discover new content. But new content should actually be based on, like, not what YouTube is forcing in front of your face, where you watch a random video and then all your recommendations is just copies of that random video from random things on the internet. But if it actually pays attention to who you're subscribed to and stuff like that, it could curate content like that because it's just not recommending content from people you're subscribed to now. Like people can't even discover new videos from content creators they know, let alone new videos from new content creators that are making similar content. Like the YouTube recommendation is stuffed. But most people will, for some reason, they'll only use the homepage because it is kind of fun to discover new content. But as a result,
this is kind of funny. Like he's almost got it. It's kind of fun to discover new content. No, you've got to watch my old content.
People you're subscribed to just get completely forgotten. That is the result.
All right, we're going to do a poll in the chat. We're going to do a poll. Do you think that he's being oppressed? Do you think he's being oppressed, chat? I'm not convinced. I'm interested in seeing this Josh Strive Hayes video when it comes out, but let me see. Is Shad being hold on, punished? Start the poll. Start the poll. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I think this video made better points than the last time. However, I'm not seeing an actual trend. I think the case is much more likely that people have maybe had their fill of Shad, and I mean, I'll watch Shad videos. Like every 3 months, I'll go on a little bit of binge. Go through 10 or a couple of videos, maybe 10 videos. But maybe maybe he has reached his limit. Who knows? Who knows? I will admit though that there are a couple of problems, and that is, I think the subscribe tab is pretty stupid. I think that being recommended like these member only content is pretty bad as well, because this wasted an interaction that he could have had from me. So there is that. 80% of the audience says no, he is not being punished. Unfortunately, well, he's going to continue to being punished. So let me see. What's this? All right, well, watch. This isn't related to. Hold on, where is it? Do you guys want to see the Trump announcement about the? Do you guys want to see the Trump announcement about what's his face? The guy that was arrested for Charlie Kirk. I saw this before. Where was it? Breaking. I feel like that's a positive note. Let's check it out. How'd they get this guy? Breaking news as of 1 hour ago. 22-year-old Taylor Robin of Utah is now in custody for involvement in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, with his father holding him until police were able to arrive on scene to arrest him. Interesting. He got team killed by his dad? That's kind of crazy. I don't know, I think if I was a father and my son was a murderer, I'd probably side with my son. I know that's a rat move, I guess, for society, but it's my kiddo, All right, there's a video from CNN. Let's check this out.
I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. Getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant. That was almost.
He's getting clipped. Thank you. Everyone say thank you to Alyssa Clips in the chat. She's clipping, and he got clipped, and then they
was useless. We just saw there was somebody up there, and so much work has been done over the last.
That's how we get. I mean, I wouldn't support my child doing a lot of bad things, but I don't think I'd hand them into the police.
2.5 days. It's amazing actually when you start off with that, and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on?
Job. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
What is the interaction? What is happening here? It's so cute. He's doing a good job. What do you mean by that?
I said you're going to do well. But yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in.
So that was his dad. So his dad must have seen the clips.
And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, they said, whoa. It's interesting. Where
they said, whoa, buddy.
We had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way, And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And I brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So,
all right. So this has now been confirmed as well. Going to the Guardian, which is not the most reputable, but it is what it is. Let's take a look. Is this going to load? This is the Donald Trump clip we just watched. Okay. So we got him. Utah governor confirms Tyler Robinson as prime suspect in Charlie Kirk shooting. Utah Governor Spencer Cox confirmed today that Tyler Robinson, 22, is the prime suspect in the murder of the right-wing activist of Charlie Kirk. Kirk was shot in the neck. Robinson's friend turned him into the authorities. This friend then contacted the Washington Sheriff's Department with the information Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. Let's see, 60 minutes ago, before wrapping up the press conference, Cox told reporters about what comes next as they process Tyler. We have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. We'll have more information and then detailed information. So there's 3 more days. So that's, 15 more quartering videos? Cox notes that Robinson has been booked in the Utah jail county, which sits less than an hour away from Salt Lake City. Cox confirms that a friend helped him deliver Robinson to him. Maybe it wasn't the father. Maybe it was someone else. Or maybe they were just saying that. Utah governor believes that the shooter acted alone. Okay, that was 26 minutes ago. You're inheriting a country where politics feel less like rage. The governor's addressed the younger generation. Let's see. Cox added that the rifle found was determined to be a Mauser model 9836 caliber. Type of bolt-action firearm. Like everyone's like, it's just a regular hunting rifle, though, right? Okay, so we should be getting a lot more information over the next couple of days. The real question, chat: did they flip the switch, the MK Ultra switch, and make some guy take the fall? Is this all a setup? Who's a good source for this sort of information? You better not fucking say the quartering. Crowder was the first guy that gave the information about the weapon. Did he post anything? Actually, I actually don't know his Twitter handle. Was it Louder with Crowder? Who's the best engagement farmer on to find information about this from? They haven't released images of the bullets though, because allegedly there was like these markings on the casings, but nobody's actually confirmed that. The most journo weapon name ever. D-Day Cobra. Check out D-Day Cobra. On Twitter or on his YouTube table. D-Day Cobra. D-Day Cobra gets like a fuck ton of super chats, right? Like he gets more than like ministers of churches, is when I remember. I've never really seen his content before, but I just was going through Playboard sometime. And I noticed, I was like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? All right. We'll take a look at what D-Day Cobra is saying. The killer confessed to his father, who is a 27-year-old veteran of the Washington Sheriff. It was a cop's son? That's kind of crazy. 22-year-old resident Tyler Robinson has been taken into custody for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, according to Daily Mail. Robinson has reportedly turned in by his father. The killer was confessed to his father, who was a 27-year veteran of the Washington County State Sheriff Department. His father then contacted authorities and secured his son before he could be taken into custody. He's a cop. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, that's the only update that we've got. It's kind of crazy. Should I check to see if the quartering has another video yet? Almost certainly. Has the quartering gone to church, had children, or changed his life yet, by the way? Let's see, videos. He's quartering uploaded a video 30 minutes ago. So the quartering has now made another 13-minute video where he I guess does nothing. So congratulations, Jeremy. Congratulations, Jeremy. That's what is that? 15 videos. I expect 15 more over the next 3 days. All right, chat. That's what I got for you today, and a little bit of a drier topic, but I enjoy checking in with Shadiversity. I think he does. Honestly, I think his videos are good, but like, I just want to see less of the cope. I'm not convinced that YouTube has killed us all just yet, but you never know. We'll have to see. Maybe we're being replaced by the AIs. So have a great time, great weekend, whatever. And maybe gaming stream tomorrow. Not sure yet. I might pick up Silk Song or something. Anyway, peace.